service. What's up, listeners? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Full Service Podcast. I am your host, Tank Smith. We are back, baby. Hell yeah. It's week 9. Week 9. Who knew we'd make it? I knew we'd make it, but thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Last week's episode, 33 states and 10 countries. It was just like an update episode. We kind of just talked about the state of the podcast, how it's going so far. And we've been played in 10 different countries and 33 states. We're trying to get it to 50, baby. We're trying to get everybody on the podcast. So if you're living in Colorado, you're probably not living in Colorado, if you're listening to this. But if you know someone who's in Colorado, give them a call. Tell them to subscribe, like, rate, review, baby. Full Service Pod on Instagram and Twitter. FullServicePod@gmail.com. Send us an email. Tell us how much you don't like the podcast, Or if you do like the podcast, hey, send a nice little love note. Let us know what you think. But no, this is I got an interview today for you. This is with Lily Valentine. She's been working as an escort for the past 8 years. She's based out of Atlanta. She started in Athens, but has been in Atlanta for the past 3 years or so. I recorded this. If you want a timeline of when I recorded all these episodes, I did Magic was the first interview I did in Georgia. Stina was the second one, and this was the third interview. So this is actually right after the Stina one, maybe a couple weeks. But I actually recorded this it was the day after the Theo Von show. So this is August, I guess 17th. It was a Saturday. I recorded this. So it's been over 3 months since I shot this interview. But the shit was a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of different things. I know y'all are gonna enjoy it. It's a long one, baby. It's a long one. That Storm one was long. Y'all love that shit. This is a long interview. It's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's on 2 days. I know you're gonna be spending time with family. You really don't want to. Pop an earbud in. Tell them you're listening to a podcast. They're gonna be like, "What podcast?" And you're gonna just whisper in their ear, "Full Service Pod." Spread the word. Tell everybody you can. It's But no, thanks for listening. I really am. I appreciate everybody who's been on the Full Service. For whoever's listened so far, I guess. But no, I really do appreciate it. Like I said, yeah, we're on social media, Full Service Pod, Twitter and Instagram, and make sure you give Lily a follow on Instagram. Her Instagram is Lady Lily Valentine. Give her a follow. Before anything else, pause this. Give her a follow on Instagram. But no, I'm excited for y'all to hear this interview. It's like I said, it was a little while ago. We've been sitting on this, So sit back, relax, enjoy my interview with Lily Valentine. Thanks. I have Lily Valentine here today. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Awesome. Fuck yeah. Let's we're in Atlanta right now. I just moved to Atlanta recently, so I'm new to the area.
Me too.
Nice. Hell yeah. Me too. How long?
Been here for 3 years. Although the first couple of years I was back in where I used to live in Athens so much that I almost felt like only in the last year do I really feel like an Atlantan, like I live here now.
Okay.
I still don't know where anything is.
So you were in Athens before?
I was in Athens. I went to college there and never left after I graduated.
Did you go to UGA?
I did go to UGA.
Nice. I had some friends that went to UGA.
Went on a full ride chemistry scholarship. Ended up with a marketing degree. And worked in marketing for a few years. I was like, geez, I hate this. So I got out of that. But yeah, Athens, I lived there for a very long time.
Oh yeah. What's some stuff to do in Athens? I know.
Oh my gosh. There's everything to do in Athens. Why I love it so much. It's just this microcosm. It's got this small town feel. You're running into people but there's music. Number one, tonight I might even be going back there. There's a really great band called Bit Brigade. And what they do is they have a player on stage on a big giant screen doing a time trial run through of old school Nintendo games while this band plays the entire soundtrack live.
They play the soundtrack of the video game?
They'll play the soundtrack and then the guy has to watch and they'll see it. He'll cross over the threshold to the boss and he'll cut him off, click him off, and he'll do the boss music and it's rad.
So if he dies, do they play
I've never seen him die. This guy Noah is rad. Like, but I guess if they die, they stop and then they start over. Like
They play the death music.
yeah,
For
the best one I ever saw was they did Mega Man 2. And they're tonight. I think they started out. They used to be called Contraband because they did Contra was
Okay.
And I think tonight they're doing. I'm not sure. I saw them do Zelda.
Where are they playing?
They were played last night at the Earl.
Okay,
here in Atlanta, which is a great venue. Actually, I've seen a lot of great folk punk bands there, and but they played in Athens at Caledonia Lounge tonight.
Okay.
But go downtown. Pro tip: if you're going east of on College Avenue, east of College is like throwing up college student territory. I mean, it smells like puke sometimes
that's
on like Sunday morning. It's like it's a little bit wild. If you stay west, especially Washington Street, that's where it's a little more chill, townies. I gotta give a shout out to Flicker Bar.
Flicker Bar?
It's a just chill place. They got free popcorn for you, popped all the time.
Flicker Bar. Shout out to Flicker Bar.
Yeah.
If you're in Athens, go to Flicker Bar.
Yeah.
Do that shit.
And there's just some great places. Little Kings, if you want to dance. And there's a place that I used to be called New Earth, and I don't know what it's called now. It's got a new name, but it's pretty good for like DJs and like EDM and stuff like that. There's some great.
I just went to Athens like 2 weeks ago. My buddy runs a show at like Hindershots.
Yeah,
So he runs a show there. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Ngozi. Yeah, he runs a show there. I did it. It was fun.
Yeah, it's just a great. If you like music, I always joke with people that it's in the charter of the city that you have to be in at least one band to live there, and I fulfilled that need. And just a lot of cool stuff.
What'd you play?
I played in that band. I played the bass. I played the ukulele. It was a folk punk band called. And we played a little bit, and that was I officially was an Athens resident then when you're in your one band. So it's in the charter.
Damn, I can't move to Athens now. I was thinking about it.
No, you'll be in a band. You can play whatever you want to. Shoot, I have a friend that
puts a
giant TV on his head and goes out and plays the saw. Like experimental noise music, it'll make your brain want to explode. But like you can do that. You can circuit bend them. A toy, keyboard you got at the flea market and make it go, and then
cowbell counts.
That's music. Cowbell totally counts. Cowbell totally counts.
See, Mom, I can be a musician if I want.
Oh God, clap your hands when you're making music.
Fuck yeah, yeah. That's literally the second time, or I guess third time I went to Athens. Second time I went to Athens was in college. I went to sell back some textbooks.
Oh God,
from NC
and
State.
$4 a piece.
I bought them at NC State, and then I sold them back at UGA, and I got like $10.
I think Amazon does a thing now where you can rent textbooks. And then they buy them back at the end, guaranteed.
But I always just want the money,
Yeah,
the money's worth it.
The money's worth it.
But. And then in 6th grade, I made it to the finals of the state science fair.
What?
Yeah.
Congrats, little smarty pants.
How to make the effect of earthworms on plant growth.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, a plant with earthworms, a plant without earthworms. See what happens. Earthworms.
That's pretty cool.
Earthworms definitely
Where'd you get the worms? Did you find them or buy them?
I think my dad took me to like a bait shop or something.
Oh, you got worms? Okay.
Yeah, that was my first.
I got worms.
I don't really fuck with worms, so I was like, where do you get worms at? And I remember there was a book, How to Eat Fried Worms. Did you ever? Oh my God! Wow, I hadn't thought about that in a while.
Yeah, neither. Worms are weird. I went fishing one time, and I officially can't bait my own hook. And I was trying with a worm. Crickets were just too much. I didn't want to hold them, but I was like, I can bait this worm. The worm, I felt it tense up when I started to put the hook in. I was like, I can't do this. I just can't. I mean, I eat meat and stuff like that, and I know that animals have to die, but I could not physically stab a worm. Now I'll kill a bug. I'll kill a motherfucking bug all day.
Fuck bugs.
Fuck bugs.
I get mad. I get rage when I see a roach in my house. I'm like, how are you in here right now?
I know from a place that I lived briefly. I know way more about roaches than anyone should ever have to know. I mean, I got deep with that study and got rid of them. But like German cockroaches, you ever see a little brown, big back palmetto bugs? Yeah, they're just around. You know what I'm saying? But if you ever see a little brown roach, you better fucking immediately go get your shit in order and start fighting it, because them shits are crazy. They will eat each other when there's no food present. Like, they're nuts.
I think my whole bug like phobia, like Starship Troopers, really fucked me up. Did you see that?
No, but I don't want to know. I remember going and watching The Mummy in the theaters, and there was a scene where just all these like beetles, like, oh no. And spiders too. I try not to. Spiders are so good for the environment and stuff like that, and they kill bugs. Yeah. But they wig me out. Wolf spiders, you see those in Georgia. Yeah. Like, I once had a Mexican standoff with a wolf spider that was in my hallway, and they're too big to step on because they have meat to them. Like, it'd be a squish.
Like you feel it when you kill it.
And it ran into a pile of clean clothes, and I didn't even go in there for like 3 weeks. I was like, no.
I mean, but because it's you or the spider, and it's like, I don't.
Yeah, and it's, like I said, spiders, they do a lot of good things for the environment. So I try to just live and let live. I'll pick up a daddy long legs and take it outside, though. Enough about bugs.
Yeah. This is a podcast about bugs.
This is a podcast about bugs now.
First 15 minutes, bug talk. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what's that? What else is on the podcast? Heck yeah, you're in Atlanta now? How do you like Atlanta?
I hate it.
You hate it?
It's a strong word. I don't hate anything that takes energy and effort, but it's too big. Number one, of course, traffic.
Yeah.
Fuck the traffic. There's a brief period of time when I was living in like far east Decatur, working in Shamley Tucker, and having to do stuff in like Roswell around like 3 or 4.
Ooh,
it would be like an hour to drive home. It was a nightmare. And I don't go anywhere. I get home. I'm in school 3 days a week, so I don't come home until after 7, so it's not that bad. But on 2 days a week, I work till 1:30 at the office, and I come home and I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't go anywhere between. If somebody wants to come see me, they're welcome to, but like, I don't go anywhere. I just don't. I was in that fashion show I was telling you about.
Okay.
And I went and had to be in Decatur at 4:45, and it was just a nightmare. I hate the traffic. But it's too big. It's too impersonal. It sucks that I don't know where stuff is. I don't know about stuff.
Yeah.
I figured this big city there'd be more just there's stuff going on, but I'm not a goer. I don't just be like, I'm gonna go out to this club like by myself. Like,
see, I just go to like people just tell me about stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm always up for.
But do you go on your own? I gotta have a buddy to go with me.
See, since I do stand up, I kind of like. You have to go alone to these mics, so I'm like,
you're doing. But see, then you're doing a thing. If I'm performing or if I'm on stage or something, I'm fucking there. Or if I'm going to see other people that are doing,
I'll still go do something by myself if I like.
I need a buddy. Anybody out there? I need a buddy. I need a buddy to go do things with.
Yeah, shout out. We're looking for everyone needs a friend.
Fuck Tinder. I want something to find just a buddy to go do stuff with. Like,
there has to be an app for that.
I don't know.
I think there's Bumble. If you go on Bumble, you can do like friend Bumble.
I've never done the friend Bumble, but like I've heard about it, so maybe I just need that. Although I think it's a ruse. I think there's a lot of people on there that are like.
Yeah,
friends.
I feel like if I was looking, if I only want chick friends, like that's what.
And I don't mind chicks or dudes. Like I go both ways.
Yeah,
I go all ways. Actually, there's more than 2 genders. So, but we won't get into all of that.
We're getting into it today, guys. Hell yeah! Thanks for
bugs, gender studies. Okay.
Traffic. If you like Atlanta traffic, if you hate Atlanta traffic, subscribe to the podcast. Hey, we're doing.
It's a great thing to listen to when you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky.
Nice.
Moved down to Georgia when I was in middle school in a little town called Perry, Georgia. I went to middle school and high school there. It is near Macon. It's just south of Macon.
Shout out to Magic. I did an episode of Magic. She mentioned Perry. Warner Robbins.
Yeah, Warner Robbins. Yeah.
Oh, I feel a little hate to Warner Robbins.
No. That was the town you went to go do stuff. Perry,
oh, really?
On purpose, had nothing for young people to do except meth and get pregnant. Like that. Literally, you had to go. There wasn't even a movie theater there. They actively lobbied against opening a movie theater or anything like that. This one kid had a lot of land he lived on, and they had like a little makeshift pool hall kind of place on his land that people would go to. But you went to Warner Robbins, where stuff was, where the mall, like the movie theater.
If we open up a movie theater, they're going to stop doing math. Why would we do that?
They didn't want their kids hanging out around town, I guess. So people would just go literally hang out around town and just not. But yeah, Warner Robbins is where you went. If you're feeling fancy, you go to Macon.
Ooh boy, Macon.
Yeah, Macon.
Old capital.
So yeah, small town. And then from there, I went to Athens, and I've actually lived in Athens longer than I lived anywhere else. But yeah, originally from Kentucky, all my extended family is up there and stuff like that. My immediate family is not. I have no family in Georgia right now, so we're gonna see if I stay here.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
on the move. We're on the move.
Trying to be.
Yeah. How long have you been escorting?
I try to get the date in my head. It's around 8 or 9 years.
Okay.
But then, because like what? It's 2019, 10 years ago, 10 years ago would be 2009. I always do all this about when I broke up with an ex of mine, and I'm like, okay, it was after that, but not immediately after that. So it was like, it's about 8, 9 years.
8, 9 years?
Yeah. And with a couple, like, recently with a couple, like, I had like a year-long hiatus. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
I was in my mid-20s.
Okay.
Yeah, out of college. Been out of college for about 5 years. So yeah, about 26, 27.
And then how'd you like get into it? How'd you know?
How to get into it? I've always been, kind of a sexually adventurous person. Number one, I've always been a caring person. Like when it comes to sex and stuff like that, just somebody that can kind of like I de-virginized a lot of people, like in my high school years and stuff like that. I was just, I guess somebody.
A lot. How many is a lot?
I don't know, like 8.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
And it was just like being very gentle and being very like whatever with people. They felt comfortable with me, I got into like a long-term relationship, like right into college. When I was 18 years old, we were there for 10 years.
Yeah.
But he was a little bit adventurous. We had a couple like threesomes, and like, you know, he had some, you know, whatever, not bi tendencies, but just like some little whatever wackadoo things we do.
Yeah.
And when we broke up, I was really feeling my independence. You know what I mean? Like not having this person that's a little older than me that used to always not tell me what to do, but like guide me in life. This person really did. Introduced me to a lot of things, but then it got to be like, don't tell me what to do.
How old were you when you guys got out of that?
I was 28 when we split.
From my ex.
Yeah.
From like 19?
18, yeah. We did.
I was in a relationship from fucking 19 to like 28.
Yeah, and it's weird when you meet somebody, like I said, right in the middle of a college experience. But however, my college experience was really awesome because of this person. This person is not like a shithead or anything. Like, they're like, you know, interesting cat, very charismatic. Got to do a lot of cool things. He's in the movie industry. Got to meet a lot of people.
Sweet.
Got to smoke with Woody Harrelson. Like, it's pretty cool.
We all want to do that.
Yeah, but we split, and I was immediately with this other person who's like a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
Wild. And this person really made me feel, I've been self-conscious my whole life. I always, like, not low self-esteem, like, oh my God, but like, never, I just felt kind of like, whatever, like, oh, I'm just going on my personality. That's how I win people. But no, this guy, who is gorgeous, was wild.
Yeah,
we'd go out and we would pull so much pussy.
Really?
We would go out at the club. He would just wild out and just find a girl and just be like hitting on her and talking to her and getting her all.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, come to the house, and they'd be like, I don't know. Then they
bring
me,
you the closer.
One. I'm the closer. I'm like, oh hey girl, no, we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be cool. And it wasn't me being slick talking though. It was gonna be fun and cool.
Yeah.
I would never do anything to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So they would come back, and it was just like my then boyfriend got into a huge fight. There's this one girl that we've been like kind of working on for like a while, and then finally she came home and he fucked her while I was asleep, and I was like, no, he broke the code.
That's across? It has to be a three-way situation.
Well, like I didn't get to do it.
You were fucking.
I wasn't like jealous. I was just like mad at him. But so back to like getting started. A sexually adventurous person, definitely. A nurturing person, definitely. I was working a full-time salaried position. I was the marketing director of a nonprofit. And on the side, this was before would get on Craigslist. This was right after Craigslist had shut in the adult section, but there's people in the like personal section.
Okay, yeah.
And like I can't tell you. I truly to this day don't remember the exact circumstances of the first time, but it was just kind of like looking for something interesting, and maybe I think I'd like maybe need a little bit of money or whatever. And so we did this, and it was real casual, you know, like, and it was, I think it came from meeting people for threesomes and fun on Craigslist a couple times. Okay. And then this was like the natural progression. Okay. So I was just doing this very part-time, just kind of as a little whim. And then I started doing it more frequently, not just like, every once in a blue moon, but I was still working my salary position. I left that position. I've been wanting to leave that position for a long time. Okay. But I didn't think I could sustain myself on escort money. So I was looking for a part-time job, and I ended up being let go from that job. My boss and I had we sort of clashed at the end. And all of a sudden, here I was without a job. I was like, and I just kicked it in a high gear, and I was very successful. And I just couldn't believe, you know, if I had actually managed my money well during the first several years of my time in this, I would be, I should have invested a lot, you know.
Was it mainly just from, like when you started, was it all Craigslist?
When I first started, I would go on Craigslist, and you could talk about like all the naughty stuff, but you just couldn't talk about money. Like, and I would meet people. We would do it through email.
Just like, I'm looking for a guy.
Yeah. Or I would post on, basically. And we would do it through email, and then like last minute, if they were going to actually come to my house, I would give my phone number, my real phone number at this point, and I used my real name at this point, and like they would come over. And then I met this guy who just changed everything for me. This guy named Scott. Shout out to Scott.
Shout out to Scott. What up, Scott?
This guy's just a rad person, a nice person, and he knew what was up. He was what they call a hobbyist. But he wouldn't call himself that, because that's kind of a weird name. But like,
I wouldn't call myself that either.
Yeah. But that's in practice. That's what he was, and he gave me the down low, and he was like, "No, you need to go on Backpage." And I was like, and I think I'd stumbled across it before, but it just looked like there were so many people on there. Yeah. And he's like, "No, it's just the same people posting over everything. I know that girl. She's cool. She's strung out on drugs. She's really nice. She's da da da.
This guy's a hobbyist. Oh, yeah, he knows what's up.
Yeah, and he showed me like how to make an ad and stuff, and so that's when I did Backpage, and I was almost exclusively Backpage for many, many years until it closed down, and I just started hustling, and it came to me naturally, and that's if you see on my website, one of the things it says that talks about prostate cancer, like a lot of experience. And I did from the get-go. There was a guy that still advocates for me to this day, one of my very first clients, that's a moderator at that USA Sex Guy or whatever.
USA, yeah, I know.
And I haven't spoke. We have lost touch, but like for a while, there. He saw me just that once, but he would send me little mentions sometimes when somebody mentioned my name or whatever.
Okay.
But he, I think, transferred a lot of people my way, and I just coincidentally got a lot of men that had prostate cancer, and there's some specific challenges that go along with that.
Okay.
And I live for making people feel good.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even understand. Like, that's my thing. And just being able to help people that are a little nervous. Oh, I got a pump here that I got to deal with, or I got this ring. That's cool. Let's incorporate it. Let's do whatever.
No, I mean, I've definitely had experiences where like that I'm not like customer service, but like that like level of caring is it goes a long way versus someone who's like, all right, we just got here, let's fuck.
Yeah,
like it's completely different experience. It's a completely different thing.
Oh, and during this period of time too, my then boyfriend and I were both working. He's bisexual, and we would see clients together. This ex, he's an alcoholic, and I didn't know this at the time. He's clean now, but like. He kind of continued on. He would see people. We'd have a date for somebody to come see us both.
Yeah.
And he would get drunk and he'd just be like, "Oh, you just want to hang. I'll just leave you two alone and stuff," and like get kind of bitter about. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he continued throughout his kind of craziness, seeing guys. Oh, he just charged so little. He would just be like, "Bring me some beer," or like, or like $20 or whatever. And he was very conflicted, and he was kind of with me on like the kind of alternative sexual lifestyle. And then all of a sudden, kind of was like, no. So we did tandem work for a while.
So when you're advertising, are you kind of doing like dual advertisements or solo?
With him,
or is it really?
That was in the very beginning when it was dual advertisements. I remember taking all those pictures because he had his own little. I did his ads for him too.
Okay.
He's got a big old dick.
Nice.
Like, and he's just a gorgeous person, like truly. And, but yeah, he was responsible, this particular boyfriend, and we're still friends to this day, with just making a huge shift in my perception of myself, too. Like, talking about going pulling pussy.
Yeah. We
would walk into a club, and he goes, we're the two most beautiful people in here. And mean it. Yeah. And it was the very first time I ever felt, like, pretty. Like, not that I thought that was some kind of uggo, but, like, that I actually felt like with my looks and personality together, like, I could attract, like someone might be like, have that magnetism, and I mean, it was strong. My head didn't get real big, but like,
I mean, I feel like just having that confidence.
Oh, you have no idea.
People feel that shit.
I credit this person just for truly just turning it up for me, just to make me feel like a valued and desired person.
Yeah.
And I use that to my advantage in writing ads and just being whatever. And I strove from the get go to be kind of a cut above some of the stuff that I was seeing on there as far as like pictures. Or just ad copy. I mean, my marketing really came into play.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I got started.
Because I feel like marketing is a huge thing when you're starting. Like, I mean, when you're doing it, like I'm trying to market myself as a comic.
Yeah.
And whether that's through Instagram or Twitter, through Facebook and shit.
But you got your avenues. But that's the thing where people have all these different avenues. They're on Twitter, but it's what you do with it that makes or breaks it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your avenue might be Backpage, but what's your ads say? Is it just a bunch of close-up shots of you in like maybe some ratty underwear, like, and being like, and especially the ones, and everybody's got their own marketing approach, but the ones that they just go to be as raunchy as possible, that's their thing. They're trying to make the thing that makes them stand out, that they're so like dirty. Everybody says that, and it stands out not at all. And anybody can just be like, "I give you the best this."
I mean, if you say anything explicit in your ad,
which people do now,
then I'm ultimately like, I'm not going to really mess with you.
That's why I don't like some of the places that I advertise now allow like full nudity, and I just think that's sometimes I'll skip the games and just see vagina close-ups. I'm like, wow, okay, like just don't throw it all out there at once.
I'm not a skip the games fan.
That's what when I got started back after my little hiatus I was in Atlanta. That's where the only place I knew about for a while. And
okay,
I was just getting shitty leads. Like when I first moved to Atlanta, I didn't have an in-call, and I've been exclusively in-call in Athens, pretty much.
So everyone's coming.
I had a perfect setup at my place. Like I said, I had a whole room that was just for receiving my guests. Had its own entrance from the outside. It was a beautiful setup, and people would come to me. But then I was trying to do out calls and stuff. And this is when I don't even know if to talk about this. I had the pleasure van.
The pleasure van?
Minivan that this is why I was in Athens all the time.
It's like the bang bus, but...
It had I had gone camping and I put a full-size mattress in the back of my van or whatever, and I had it set up and I had just kind of left it there.
Yeah.
And I was speaking with someone that used to be a regular that really wanted to see me and da-da-da-da. Yeah. I was like, well... van, so I hung up curtains, and it was nice. So I was like, this has potential. So my van has custom-made blackout panels for all the windows that I've made, and a Velcro curtain that goes across the front, and it had a bed back there. And that's why the first 2 years I was in Atlanta, advertising on Skip the Game, I would get people being like,
I think the most important part of the van, though,
What?
Air conditioning.
Oh yeah, air conditioning.
Okay.
Dude, I had in the winter I had an electric blanket that plugged into the cigarette lighter. Like that shit it was nice.
Damn.
Let me tell you something. When I go to Athens, sometimes I'd crash there. That was my little safe space.
Okay.
Was my van. I don't have it set up like that now.
Would people ever feel weird going in the van?
Every time I would mention it, I would just bring it. The first couple times I was like, people are gonna think this is weird. I would bring it up like, well, if you just are really, because some people do want to hit you up just for a car date. And I'm like, that's not my thing. No.
Yeah.
I don't have room to maneuver. But like, some people, they were just like, huh? But I would explain it to them, and I would just be like, especially because where we chose to park, which you'd think you go find like a dirt road somewhere. Or fuck no.
We're at McDonald's, right?
Walmart parking lot.
Walmart parking lot?
Big grocery store parking lot. Because when was the last time you ever paid attention for more than 2 seconds to a car you're passing by in the parking lot? The blackout panels just looked like you were at an angle you couldn't see in. But on like a little secluded road, if you're parked there and somebody did come, they would be like, what's this car doing here? Let me investigate, you know? Yeah. So, and some people were into it. They're like, oh, it's kind of
it's like dangerous.
You know? And so I did that for a short period of time. And but it was rad. Like I said, anything I do, like I said, I had it set up.
That's probably the best way to pay for a car, honestly. Yeah. If you're doing it.
It was nice. I love my van. I don't have any kids, but I got the soccer mom van, y'all. It's got the space doors that open with the button. I love it. I can haul people. I can haul stuff, you know, and it's just low profile when you're driving around. So, yeah, I used to have the pleasure van. Advertising in Atlanta. I was just getting no people in Atlanta. I had one repeat customer in Atlanta proper. And I was just always in Atlanta seeing my old. They'd be like, Lily, oh my God. Because I took, like I said, a year. I've taken 2-year hiatuses. And the first time I lost, we're talking about advertising. I'd gotten to the point in Athens, I'd built up my regulars. I didn't need to advertise. I'd still put it up, you know, from time to time. But like I had enough. I had my name out there, and I built my brand. And we can talk about that in a second if you want to, like, because I'm very big on branding. But like I said, just things that's happened in my life where I lost my phone and my phone number because I had a separate phone for work. Yeah. I lost my phone and my phone number. So and then was gone for like almost a year like 6 months. So any of my regulars, when they tried to call me, they didn't have that number anymore. And
did they think you were out of the game?
Who the hell knows? They had no idea what happened to me. And even when I came back, totally different phone number, and it had been so long, and I lost my phone, so I didn't have their numbers. So I couldn't be like, hey, I got a new number.
Oh, fuck.
It was fucked. So I had to start completely over from the bottom. And it was just...
and this is like starting over in Atlanta pretty much? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, like I said, in Atlanta, this is when I moved to Atlanta, and but I was still advertising in Athens and coming back here all the time with the van. You know what I mean? Or going to see people, going to see regulars of mine. They just like, oh my God, Lily, where have you been? It would just, even to this day, I'll get people that are like, do you remember me? I saw, you know, da da da. And I'm like, yes, you know. So but yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, that's Atlanta. It was a rough start for work and stuff. I was in Athens all the time. That's why I'm saying I didn't feel like an Atlantan for the first couple of years I was here because I was always gone.
So when you lost your, like you said, like you lost your job and then you're like, I have to do this, like full time kind of thing. Did you see it differently? Like this is like I have to do this kind of thing.
It wasn't like they have the different like categories, and the one is like survival escorting. And yes, I needed to make money to live and eat. Yeah. So that, and I was doing that, but it wasn't. I didn't have a desperation of, oh my God, like I'm gonna go hungry, like because the work was just coming, and I was enjoying the work, and it was coming easy. I was doing it as much as I wanted to, and I was charging less than I do now, and because my rates, they go up $20 every year, y'all. I'm not trying to just
20. That's in fucking inflation.
Inflation, yeah.
We got to do that.
And with the experience, there's a curve. But back then, I wasn't like doing this for like $50, but like no, it's still a good bit. And but people were just, and I was. But back then, if you want to reflect, if that's what you're talking, like I didn't think at the time fully ahead. Like, is this what I want to do forever?
Yeah.
I didn't think about, and I've nominally looked for other jobs like throughout my career, just here and there, just wanting to, whatever. But I just stuck with this. I've done pretty much, except for like little odd jobs here and there. I used to work as a stagehand, like theater crew.
Oh, nice.
But I've done this, and I reflect on it now, and I was freaked out after I got out of college and was in these office jobs, and I was like, is this what I'm going to do the rest of my life?
Yeah.
I was a wage slave.
That shit sucks.
And I've been so blessed that these last few years of my life, I've got to live without being a wage slave. Yes, my job, I work very hard. I work, longer, crazier hours than a lot of people, but I worked on my time. I was my own boss. Nobody telling me arbitrary things like, well, you have to be here at this time to do this. And I'm like, but I don't, though. I can work I could take vacation when I wanted to. You know, there was lean times and stuff, nice. But that was a lot due to my lifestyle, just spending too much money. But yeah.
When you first when you started out, I guess, did you have any expectations of what escorting would be like?
I didn't know, because when I first started, it was just, to me, it was like a very subtle switch over.
Because it was almost like a smooth
hookups.
It was just a smooth transition to.
Yeah, it was from hookups to just charging for the hookups, and a lot of my clientele when I first started were much older men and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting to me. It still is.
Yeah.
But like, it was all new. It was the expectation. That was it. I had no expectations.
That's all, yeah.
I didn't know anybody else that did this. Yeah, I would read stuff online and try to I don't know. I really didn't read that much stuff online because I just was like, I wasn't thinking about, I'm going to be an escort. Escort is this job description, fill in the blank. I was just like, no, I'm just doing me.
Yeah, because you don't. Yeah.
I'm just doing me. I don't want to know how other people do it. I don't want to know. I mean, I want to know like little things, but like.
I mean, especially if you don't know anybody, then you don't. If you don't know anybody who's doing it, how are you?
Two other escorts in my life, which is not. I mean, it's just. I wish we had a little fellowship, but like, I just did my own thing. I made up all the rules myself.
Do you? I know, like when you're starting out, do you feel like there's like a waiver period to where you like weren't like you were not good at it, or like because you get better as you like the more you do something, the better you.
As far as the actual down and dirty stuff that I do, I'm not trying to be like this, but I've always been good at it.
Yeah.
Like. I remember making a high school boyfriend almost black out and fall down the stairs, like, after getting up from us doing some stuff. Like,
damn, that's incredible.
Because I've always been just a very attentive lover. I'm just a very, and so as far as, like, that part, I was just doing my thing and getting real excited because they were getting real excited.
Yeah.
The thing that I wasn't good at, that I didn't realize at the time, but I do now, like, looking back, was just the whole logistics of it. I mean, oh my God, I fucking hated... setting up appointments. You get berated with people that, and I from the very get go, I will say this: I don't haggle. I don't.
Fuck that.
I can count on one hand the number of times that there's been a discount involved with anything.
Yeah.
Although if it's your birthday, you get $20 off.
Birthdays, hey! If it's your birthday, you're hearing this on the podcast.
Celebrated.
$20 off, Lily Valentine. Hit her up on your birthday.
But I just dealing with not being able to spot ahead of time, because there's some categories of weirdos that it's. Like, it's fascinating if you look at it from, like, a sociology point of view.
We got some listening to the podcast right now. What's up, guys? Hey, subscribe.
Yeah. There's a whole category of weirdos that will book you and then send you to, like, a fake place. Either not an address that doesn't exist, or, like, whatever. And they'll keep talking to you as if they're, no, I'm here. Don't you see me? Like, blah,
what
blah,
the
blah.
fuck?
And I'm like, what? But there's just, like, multiple people have done this. And now. Do
you think they're afraid of getting an escort?
I think that they...
Essentially,
don't have the money or aren't able to, but they're lonely enough that where they want me to keep talking to them, to keep because back then I would text with people a lot more. We'd sit text back and forth because I try to be as friendly as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people I do that to a certain extent now, because then you still get people that are a little nervous about it that are going to come around. But but the whole thing is that's a whole category of people, and it's almost creepy how they're kind of almost the way they talk and stuff is similar, but it's in like different parts. It's just different people are confirmed. That's a whole class. I mean, then there's a class that just people don't just want your address and then don't show up. I've learned now you don't give out your address from the get-go because there's just address collectors.
Yeah.
Like, the 2-call system, literally, that's a thing. I didn't know it existed, but I just started doing that on my own. Like, you go to this place and then call.
And then I'll tell you where I live.
I'm
not going to tell you my apartment. Like,
when I lived, the last place I lived in Athens, the landmark was a restaurant that was like literally like half a mile from my house. You just you either come out of the restaurant and go like this or go like this.
Yeah.
Both got you to me. 2 turns.
Yeah.
People would get lost. People get lost and then not call me. They would just try to run. Oh, guys, with directions, and I would just be like, "Where are you? I'm over on whatever street." It'd be somewhere. I'm like, oh my God, what? 2 turns.
It's really not. I mean, now. I don't know how GPS was at the beginning, but fucking now it's like
with GPS, like whatever.
We got smartphones. You can put the address in.
Well, yeah, because back then instead of giving them my address, like really, I would just be like, "Turn here." It's like third house on your right. But the people are crazy. Yeah. But yeah, there's just you learn about different categories of people. There's the ones that just want you. This still happens where anytime a guy's like, "Oh, multiple people," and I'll be like, "Okay," because oh yeah, and then they'll just start asking you like, "How many dicks can you take?" Like, what do you think you're gonna be able to handle this all? And I'm like, dude, you're just
like, what is this, a basketball team, bro?
Off. Like, I've had several people that throughout, and back then, the point of this is to go back and say, back then I wasn't as good at.
Do you think
identifying the categories of people that are not going to see you, time wasters, basically, and cutting them off at the pass. I gave them too much of my time and energy when I could have been focusing on other things.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think that was probably your biggest challenge, kind of when you started?
Yeah, it was just and I would get and people talk about being scared. I'll say this, I've been ripped off before, and it motherfucking sucks. But every single time I've been ripped off, except for 2 of them, it's been my fault because I got distracted and I didn't get the money first. It's my own fault. But a couple of times it was just like, I'm not even going to go into the whole story about somebody scooping up money and running. But I've never, ever, ever been in a situation where I felt unsafe.
Nice.
I'm very picky, and people will be like, "Oh, yeah, I just saw it." But it's like a vibe you get off people.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing this, I lived in just a tiny apartment building, and I would come down to the parking lot where they were and invite them up. So if I felt weird off of them, I could just be like, "Oh, gotta go," Yeah. And they still would know where I lived. Like,
are you screening the people before you're seeing them?
I don't do screenings. I'll be very honest, and I should. Although I don't see, here's the thing: a lot of people for screenings want their real name, full name, all that stuff. I don't use my real name. Why should I make you?
Yeah.
And just because they have a real name doesn't mean they're not a creep. And I reckon the reason people screen is for cops, but I mean,
for personal safety too.
But how do you? Okay, so you got another guy has a real job and a real address. So then what? They could still be a creep. To me, it's extra effort both on my part, and their part. Also, likely for them to just be like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing that." And like I said, I feel like they have a very valid reason to say I'm not doing that. Get both real names. So I don't screen, but I screen with mentally, like with the vibe or whatever.
Do you have to talk to somebody on the phone?
Yes, but usually that talk doesn't come until they are about to be here. I'll have them call me right before they get here, and I'll get whatever. But it's just I don't like the perfect caller. There's a balance between the people that just want to text you forever. Like that's like some people will book you way out and want to text you like the whole time. That can be a little bit much. Some people are just like, "What are you doing? Come over," and then they don't want to talk about it anymore. Like that can be a little harsh because you don't get the vibe off it.
Yeah.
And I've definitely been in some wackadoo situations, but like nothing where I ever felt unsafe.
Really?
I've met some wackadoo people. I'm not gonna tell this story about this guy on his birthday.
Ooh,
and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, nah. But I don't want to shame anybody for what they're doing. So like,
people like what they like.
Yeah.
When you, I guess, were you in a relationship when you started doing it?
I was. My boyfriend, like I said, we started doing it together.
Was it, and then you said you guys kind of...
He stopped doing, like, he would have off and on periods. Like, say he was an alcoholic. He would go kind of in and out of his life being crazy. And it finally got to the point where we had this mutually, because we were, like, do ethical non-monogamy, where, like, you can open relationship where you can be with somebody else, just tell me about it and wrap it up. And he had a hard time doing that. He would just be like, ugh. And so his one rule, I just don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
And I broke that rule a lot because it was hard for me, not knowing other workers, just to have somebody to just be like, "Oh my god, this."
Yeah. Da, da, da. So my ex-girlfriend, right? I used to tell her my jokes, right, constantly.
Yeah. No.
It's bad. You don't want to do that because she's just like, I've heard this. I don't want to hear this shit.
So he was just like, I don't want to hear about the stuff you're doing, and it was really hard for me. And I'll take fault in that. I admit that I broke that. And it made him uncomfortable. So we were at one point we were off and on a lot. This had a lot to do with his alcoholism and stuff, not so much work. But I dated somebody else, somebody I'd known for like 10 years. We've been friends.
Yeah.
The one I was in the band with, and we dated. We should never have dated. And I don't know why I'm magnetized by alcoholics. But he knew he was of the breed. He was raised up to be the tough guy, total toxic masculinity to the nth degree. He was starting to recognize it a little before we dated, and trying and rebel against it, and try to. But that was just his nature.
Rebel against his own toxic masculinity.
Seriously, since he was a kid, his dad brought him up. Physically with your fists defend your friends. He was felt like Robin Hood. Like he had to defend everybody, had to protect everybody. So he was knew for years that's what I did before he was my roommate, and then we dated. And then he would get real protective about me working because I would work. It was like a big rambling house, and my working was kind of off to the side with his own entrance. So he would be interested in the other parts of the house doing whatever.
Yeah.
And but it would get real. Like I remember him. getting real upset because like a half-hour person was taking longer and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, sometimes one time he came in and banged on the door.
Oh, God.
He's like, your time's up. And I was like, oh, motherfucker, no, because that's people's biggest fear is going to get robbed and stuff.
Nothing will kill
and
an
like,
erection
so nobody would
more
ever
than
needed to know that there was another person in the house.
Somebody banging on the door.
Yeah, it was awful. But he just felt like he was protecting me. And he was like, well, this. And I was like, dude, I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And I told him my whole thing. I've never been in a situation where I felt safe. I have weapons, not guns, but like there are things put around my house that, I just...
Nice.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Spyderco.
Nice.
I had a client.
Spyderco. Shout out to Spyderco. It used to be a sponsor of the podcast. We got a Spyderco knife in here ready to fucking cut somebody up.
I'll cut somebody up if they need it.
Yeah.
I had a client who wrote for a knife magazine. It was really cool. And I love knives. And, oh my God, stolen. And we just talked about knives. He started pulling them out from the room. He's like, put these away. I didn't want to freak you out.
Yeah.
And he was going to this big, what is it called? It's like a gun show is one for guns, but this is for knives.
Oh,
like a bazaar, like a trade show.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, if I left you money, would you get me a knife?
Yeah.
And I was like, da-da-da. I was like, you know what? And I didn't think he was going to do it. I didn't leave him money, but he did. He called me back the next day and he got me this little Spyderco. And I was like, you're the bomb.
Hell yeah.
Wrote for a knife magazine, yeah.
Being in that relationship, how did that...
Original relationship guy and I were off and on for years.
The toxic masculinity dude.
Second guy he was violent and I couldn't take that. And so we had to split. And which we should never have dated. And I'm still his friend now. He went to jail and for being violent. And he got into an altercation with his dad. And that really, he did some real work on himself when he was in there. And, got a degree in so because we play music. He's the one I talked about, the first guy that just really flipped a switch where I was just like, oh my God, I feel pretty.
Yeah.
This guy flipped a switch with music. That made me feel, I've played the flute since I was 10 years old. I have a flute tattoo. Of an A-flat fingering chart. And I've loved it. Played in the marching band in college. Well, it was in the flag line. I played in the concert band in college. And, but then it kind of got put away because, where do you just spontaneously play a flute? And I have these friends that are musicians. And this guy, I remember I used to be in a carnival. I was a belly dancer and a glass walker in this carnival.
What's a glass walker?
Walking on broken glass, and I would lay on it, and people would walk across my back.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
It's just your feet are spread out. It's like when you're walking on a gravel driveway with no shoes on, and because your weight's evenly distributed amongst your feet.
Yeah.
But if you just walking and you step on one piece of gravel, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and you do get cut. The worst thing is you don't get cut. You get little microscopic pieces of glass up in your foot. And they're way up there, and you'll forget about them. And 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, you're just like, And it's a piece of glass coming out.
Have you ever not walked across a fire?
I have, actually.
How's that?
I was such a letdown. I was at this big, I'm a fire spinner, fire dancer. And I was at this big weekend of classes and workshops about fire. And my friend had done the coal walk the year before, and she said, it's such a spiritual experience, da da da. And I did it, but it was not the guy that was just hype us up and get us all into this mental headspace to be you can conquer your fears. You can. I just didn't get there. I didn't feel like he was just facilitating, or maybe it was just me. So I did it, and it felt just like you thought it would feel. It was very warm.
Yeah. But
you walk across kind of damp, kind of sandy stuff before, and it kind of makes this kind of vapor coating onto your feet.
Okay.
Not the sand itself, but the vapor from the water, and then you just walk across. So I did it, but I didn't get that whole oh my gosh kind of spiritual experience that some people get. I wanted to be like Pam on The Office. Shout out to The Office.
Where she got the Office fans out there. Hey, tell us what you think about Jim and Pam. Hey,
Argons or Mifflin on Reddit all the time. But yeah.
And so, are you currently in a relationship now, or are you single?
No, I'm single. I've been single for a while. I just felt like I needed to be for a while. Just working on some things happened in my life. Just some real, like I said, moving, just starting a new kind of thing. And so, but I've been looking lately. I'll be honest.
When you're looking, are you wanting to let them in immediately, or you kind of want to?
About what I do?
Yeah.
Not immediately. Right before we ever meet in person. That's how it's been with a couple people I've met, because people that I would meet in real life, prior, just everybody except for my family knows what I do. I'm not ashamed of it. I love what I do. I'm proud of it. I've heard some little whispers from a couple people being kind of weird about it. To other people, did you know that?
Yeah.
And whatever, but know what I do. So if I'm in a situation where I might naturally meet a guy at a bar or whatever, I'm like, let's go. And they'll be like, ooh. And kind of how they react to that kind of makes me.
Yeah.
kind of makes or breaks it. But so online though, it's hard because it's like you gotta. The first person that I was talking to, and I told him I had this. I mean, I wrote this like novel about da 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 da, this, that, and the other, and he was like, "That's cool." But we ended up not hanging out. Another guy, I told him, and he right before we were making a date, he was just like, and he thought he was just making sure that I wasn't saying I was okay. I'm going to charge you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no. I was like, I'm looking for the opposite of that. I really,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a relationship now. I got people to fuck.
Yeah.
Whenever I want.
Yeah.
And another person, they were like, that's cool, but like, if we were going to be in a long term relationship, I don't know if I could, because I don't know, how long I'll be doing this. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely kind of right off the bat, because the person I date needs to be cool with alternative lifestyles. They need to be cool with being polyamorous. They need to be cool with like, I'm a pagan. Like,
and there's no. Ooh, nice. I don't know much about that. But my ex sister's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just worshiping. Like I said, I believe in God. It's probably the same God that the Christian God believe in, but I incorporate magical practices into my worship and like.
I'm fucking ignorant. So like, if I ask like witches,
kind of witchy stuff, but I try not to label it.
Okay.
I did this actually, and I'm real lazy with it lately. I've just been not doing stuff like those things behind you, like those little pieces of paper. Those are called sigils.
Okay.
And they're little designs that you make to put like an intention in it, and just kind of, to me, it's just focusing your prayer. Like Catholic people use rosary beads to focus their prayer. Like to me, it's a physical manifestation of me giving something up to my higher power.
If it was like if you were in Salem, right? Back then,
they'd have burned the shit out of me.
They would have came for you.
Oh God.
Okay.
They would have came for me way before I ever did any witchy shit. They would be like, a woman that speaks her own mind, burn the witch. Like, oh yeah, all the women that were like bucking the system were either witches or later in life put in asylums.
Damn.
That was just what they did with them. If you ever want to see something that'll chill you, my sister acted in this. It's called the something of Mary Gerard. I can't remember, but it's about a true story about a man in like the 1900s that put his headstrong wife in this asylum. They put her head sit her in a chair, put her head in a box this big, and just leave her there. And it was
put her head in a box?
They didn't cut it off. They put a box over her head.
Put a box over. That's it.
And like a little tiny box, and just leave her there like forever almost. And the play is just her inner monologue in her head, and she's like, my sister played Mary Gerard and was like,
fuck.
It's her slowly going insane, like, yeah. So. But anyways, that's what I was headstrong woman. Yeah, I would have been burned like a witch, whatever. But I would have been on the down low back then. Though I'd have been like out from baking bread and be going to all the meetings and be like, "What's going on?" Yeah, and then in secret, all the like senators and stuff were coming and seeing me, and then we were doing whatever. But yeah, I'm not the witchy stuff. I did a spell the other night. My first one that I've really ever kind of done was cut a lock of hair, put the hair gel from my school on a little plate. Lit some candles, and I was like, we're going to let this next semester of school be great. And
hell yeah.
So yeah, there's a great Reddit called Sass Witches, and it's for witches that don't believe in the supernatural, but they like the focus that a ritual brings. If I'm going to gather my candles and my little crystals and think about an intention, that's motivating me to do something about it. You can't just put it out there and not do anything about it.
That's almost like a biblical shit. Like if you take one step, God takes two, or something like that kind of shit. Like
it's just whether you believe in something higher than you or not, you can still appreciate how doing the ritual of something motivates you. Yeah, it's like meditation. It's just like mindfulness meditation. It's just a guided meditation for me. So I'm not super like. Oh yeah,
can I get a spell and it work for me? How does that work?
How it works is you put when we get in, we're gonna do a sigil for you.
All right, I'm trying to get better at better at stand up.
It's just every time I look at it, I think about the intention I put in it, and it makes me reflect back and be like, yeah, I'm gonna put some effort towards that.
That makes okay.
It's just little reminders, little reminders to be a better person and to do things you got to do, yeah.
It's nice.
I didn't do anything about us getting into all that. I hope I don't turn people off.
No, hell the fuck.
I do believe in some kind of God, though. Higher power.
If they got turned off by that, hey, we didn't want you to listen to the podcast, but still subscribe and rate it really high. Just stop listening.
PaganEscorts.com. No, just kidding.
Oh, that sounds like
should be
a Pornhub search.
Oh my God, that should be a porn.
Pagan escorts.
And witches. Oh man, you could get real stereotypical with it, having the pointy hats and like out in the woods.
Yeah, I followed this one chick on Instagram the other day, who's an escort, and she like puts like skull like ram's horns. I don't know if they're like really attached to her head, but like
it's probably a headpiece.
All her pictures are just like her and like ram's horns and shit.
Is she like out in like nature and stuff?
Yeah, and there's like lots of like
That's
blood
cool.
and mud and
Yeah,
dirt
it's very
and shit.
artistic. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I love outdoor nudes. I love being naked outside so much.
Yeah.
On my there's a couple on my website of me naked outside in Athens. There's a great picture, and it's not on one of my ads, but it's on another sort of ish social media thing that I'm on, where I'm just like, I just have a hippie skirt on. This is when I was like a lot younger, and just looking great. It's not to be like that, but at the time I can look back and be like, wow. And there's a big tree whose branch, not like the trunk, kind of went like this out over the water, and it's just me laying on the branch with just my skirt on and
That's
nothing
pretty
else,
awesome.
and like, oh no, there's one of me laying there with nothing on. That's right. That's when I had this super triangle bush, and it was pretty great. Like, I love being naked outside. I hate living in an apartment right now because I just have this little patio.
Damn.
And but it's almost secluded enough. If I just put a little curtain up, just on one little side of it where my upstairs next door neighbor can't see in, like, I could just do whatever out there. I'll go out there in my bra and underwear a lot and smoke cigarettes. So,
Oh, fuck yeah.
you know, because that's where I want to do pictures, because the natural light out there is so good.
Nice. Oh yeah. What have you always been independent the whole time that you've
Yes,
done it?
I've never worked that. I've thought about it, you know, and I've looked into different agents, because I was just like, if they could get me, because, you know, there's some lean times or whatever, and I was like, if they could get me more jobs,
Yeah.
I could possibly, you know. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know, I think some have an exclusivity contract. Like, if you work for them, then you can't work for. And I was just like, is it worth it? Also, somebody else will be booking your clients.
Yeah.
And you don't have that personal vibe from them before you go see them. You have no build up. You have nothing you've been chatting about to kind of anchor the conversation.
Yeah.
You're just showing up to a rando, and then you got to start from scratch right there. And like, so I could never, like, some people, even independent people that get big enough will have hire a booker.
Yeah.
But I could never have somebody. I've technically been a madam for another lady.
Nice.
A good friend of mine, I'm in the kink and S&M scene, and my play partner, his girlfriend, who's an older woman, who squirts like every time. It's crazy. This is the first time I ever saw somebody squirt, and there's a picture of it, because my friend was the photographer, and it's just me standing
He got a mid squirt?
No, it was right after, and I'm laughing, and with this big smile on my face, and I've just got my drenched, and I'm just like, ah. But she wanted to get into it, you know. She had a I don't have a past of like abuse and stuff like that. She did, and that it really transformed her into just being like, she used it for positive. That's how she showed affection, was just sex. Had it all the time. She would want to do this. And this is back when I would book stuff by email. And I was like, okay, and I set up an email address for her, made an ad for her, and I booked her clients for her for a while, but I was like, anytime you just tell me, it's yours. So, and I would get like a little commission off of it for a little while. So, yeah. She passed away from cancer a few years back.
Oh, shit.
I love you, Pat. You're a super awesome lady.
Shout out to Pat.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck cancer.
You know what? Fuck cancer for real. I think, is there something that all people can agree on?
Yeah.
Fuck cancer. Right in the butthole. Like,
right in the butthole. Does cancer have a butthole? But if it did,
we'll find it.
Right
We'll
in the
fuck it.
butthole.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, fuck that. I wrote this question down. I know actually you were. How do pimps work? You said you had gotten ads.
Oh, God.
I don't understand.
Here's the thing about pimps.
See, I just don't understand
they're
how.
becoming obsolete. And anytime something's about to go away, they have to fight to stay relevant. And I just couldn't understand why you would ever work with somebody that, you know, that just whatever.
Don't they get all the money and let you
pimps would
break
hit
it
me
off
up
for you
from
or
time to time, and I would let them give their spiel, because I was genuinely curious about how someone could be lured to this. Learned a few things. One was like, this guy, a couple people called me, and they were like up in New York or something. They were not here, and I was like, why are they calling me in Georgia? It's because they want you to be away from your support system. They want you to be away from friends and family.
So they need.
So you need them. Oh,
damn.
How are you? You know. And so one guy, I was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. I was like, so what percentage? Because one time I met this girl that was just in a bad way, got off a bus and got picked up by this really nasty guy who was pimping her out, like, and he was like keeping like 80% of what she made or whatever. And I was like, that's fucked up. And I helped her out.
That pimp needs to go out there and suck a dick.
So, like, yeah. And so this guy, I was like, so how much do you keep? And he kind of laughed. And he's like, all of it. And I was like, all of it? And he's like, yeah. He's like, but I got you, girl. I got your apartment. I got you the finest Louis bags. I got you this. I was like, so, but what you're saying is anytime I need something, I got to come ask you. I'm beholden to you.
Yeah.
And then he got mad because I was like, I applaud your business model, but I was like, you do know that's slavery, right?
Yeah.
He was like, what? I was like, no, that's you're a slave owner, because this is a black guy. I was like, you do understand what you are. Like, you're a slave owner. I was like, own it. If you're going to do it, fucking own it.
Yeah.
I had another guy that I was, maybe it was the same guy that he just kept, this was
Maybe the same dude.
he was disturbing me that he kept talking about, oh, you just ain't a true hoe. That it was the same day. You just
Oh,
your hope.
God.
Like there's a mindset, and there is a mindset. It's a mindset of a woman who is not weak, but just in a state of disorientation where
I'm
she
sure they're
doesn't
vulnerable.
have.
They're vulnerable too.
Vulnerable. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's finding a woman that's vulnerable, that's maybe doing this for survival. That's like, and a lot of these girls, when they pick up girls that are underage that have been trafficked, and quote save them, they don't want to be saved because they're like, this is my boyfriend. Most pimps start out as your boyfriend, and then they're like, oh well, here we'll make a little money. Like you can see this guy, it'll be sexy, it'll be exciting, and then all of a sudden it's like you're forced to see this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, but I got you. But if you don't make money, I'm gonna beat you. Like it's a vicious cycle. But Backpage saved a lot of women from having to go through that route. I had one that hit me up fairly recently that was killing me. He was trying to be like real slick with it. And he just like, he kept using all these like motivational speaker type tactics. Like, you just want to make the next move in your life and like all this stuff. And I just kept asking him, okay, well, what are you going to do for me? Like, do you have like a client, like some kind of in with like really rich clients? What's your thing?
Yeah.
He's like, well, we just got to, we're going to make moves. And I'm like, but give me,
I need
one
specifics, dog.
concrete thing that you will do for me. Just one. Like anything, and he just couldn't. And I was just like, "What? You're terrible."
It seems like if you don't like Louis bags, right?
I don't give a fuck about Louis bags.
Yeah, I'm saying if you like, he's like, I got your Louis bags. You'd be like, all right, I don't fuck with Louis bags.
Yeah,
he's like,
put me up in a hotel. You put me up somewhere, and then anytime I want to go eat something or like whatever, I gotta ask you for money like you're my daddy. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I got into this position to not be beholden to someone, and but it makes me sad. Because there's still people that get trapped in that. And it's insidious. It's not like... most of it's not coming from people hitting them up like they're hitting me up. And also the guy that hit me up that was like, let's make moves. I was like, dude, you're hitting me up. You need
I just don't understand how you have the audacity to really ask somebody to go do that and then be like, that's my money.
Yep.
How is that?
Because they think of it as that's my hoe. That's my bitch.
Okay, yeah.
That's my property. It's modern day slavery. And they feel like... And the fact that being a pimp, and I'll admit I sang along with it, got glorified in a lot of like music and culture. The fact that you can buy like a pimp cup and like there's just
and it's society
a whole thing. You're pimping out something like, and I rolled right with it. But when you really think about the insidiousness of what that is, it's literally owning another human being's life, and to add just that weird twist on that. And then sexually exploiting them.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked.
I mean, it is incredible how, like, society, like, kind of, like, looks up to, like pimps, like, almost like a positive thing, almost, in some aspects.
You a pimp, because, and that's not...
Oh, yeah, if you see a lot...
getting into it now are thinking of that mindset, like, I'm going to be this baller, I'm going to make all this money, but I'm not going to sell crack or whatever, I'm going to sell these people...
Crack.
And like I said, I just meet a girl, hey girl, let's hang out, I got all this money, I'm going to buy you things, oh my god, now you're going to owe me favors, now you owe me things, now you're going to do this for me, or I'm going to beat the shit out of you, and I don't play that.
Fuck no.
Yeah, but I wish I could do more. I used to have business cards. That's how my sister, I have one family member that knows what I do, it's my sister, because I had business cards for a while, which most people don't want a business card, they don't want to keep
I need to get business
proof
cards.
Of what you, I'll do your business cards, I do great.
You do business cards?
Do publishing and stuff like that.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah. But, but the whole reason I had business cards was on the back, because I couldn't understand from the client standpoint how you could see these girls that, I mean, I can't. I
guess are they contacting the pimp to then
yeah,
schedule the appointment?
I love what I do. Yeah. I cannot imagine. Yes, there's some days where I maybe just feel a little under the weather and I'm not super into it and I just push through, but I can't imagine doing the things that I do, truly not wanting to be there, truly being like, I hate this, like, and having to do it, and how the client could not pick up on that.
I've I've had experiences with people to where I was like, they didn't seem into it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
and some people are just
I'm like, my dick doesn't work like that. That shit ain't getting hard if you're not
escorts, and they're not super into it or whatever. But like when they really look scared, and so on the whole reason I had the business card was on the back of the business card. I had tips how to know if the girl you're seeing is being trafficked.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was things like, speaking into a third party, usually a man, and giving him money. Looks disheveled or disoriented, staying in like a low rent hotel room that looks like they've got a lot of things there. And there was a number at the bottom that you could call where you can anonymously report.
Oh, nice.
And but I put it on a business card because nobody wants to talk about something serious like trafficking right after they've come.
After this, I need to get that phone number and I'll plug it after. I'll put that phone number so we can figure out.
But nobody wants to talk about serious trafficking issues right after they've come. They want to be on a floaty and leave. So if you hand them a card and they're like, "What's this?" We're talking about trafficking. If you hand them a business card, they're just like, "Oh, business card." And then hopefully they'll look at the back. Yeah. And
they'll flip it over at some point.
I just try to do my part because it's terrible to me. Like that, I can't imagine doing what I do under duress.
Yeah.
I've definitely done what I do when I've not been feeling good. Or there's been something that's been built, and I'm just like, oh. But I always put my heart into it. And I always end up being like, okay, great. But, like, I can't imagine somebody. It breaks my heart.
I just can't believe the audacity of another, like, person to think they're entitled to somebody else's fucking labor. Honestly,
that's what I kept saying. Yeah, I was like, so she does all. The guy was talking about slavery. I was like, so she does all the work, and you get all the money. I was like, that's your business model, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you ain't a true hoe. And I'm like, no, she does all the work.
Yeah.
You get all the money. You're a slave owner.
Yeah.
I had one guy that I'll stop talking about pimps who cracked me up though. This guy genuinely, he was not trying to be a dick. I don't think he genuinely was like, well, you can't do business without a man. You gotta have a man to do the business for you. Who's gonna handle the money? And, I mean, he wasn't even trying to be a dick. He was just genuinely in his brain could not wrap his brain around a woman counting money and handling the business aspect.
Yeah.
But you don't have a man. You gotta have a man who's gonna handle the business. And I was like, motherfucker, I got a business degree, number one. But like, what? And I was like, he's like, women can't. And I was like, this is another black guy. I was like, you do realize like many years ago, people literally said that about your race. Like, well, he can't count, he can't read. Like, like you're doing that right now with the women. Like, come get into like fucking 21st century, man.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So he was a nutball. But enough about pimps.
Yeah. Hey, any pimps that listen to the podcast, first off, fuck you.
Yeah.
But also subscribe. Also subscribe.
Subscribe and talk more shit because you're a trash person. You're a slave owner.
Fuck you, bro. Or lady. Also, lady out there, if you're a lady pimping and it's not good, it's not, you're just...
If you're a madam, if you're an agency, that's one thing. But if you're yeah, we know what the difference is.
Fuck yeah. When, so yeah, in like have you ever, like in the screening process, right? Mm-hmm. How do you know that the person you're seeing is not, because that's not a law enforcement or like a vibe. How do you get the vibe that? But
the law enforcement thing, you don't know. And a lot of people ask me, used to when people be like, they'd be like, how do I know you're not a cop? And I would be like, my answer was always be like, you don't. And I don't know that about you either. But our mutual distrust will help keep us safe. When I was working out of my home, like as I do now, people would freak out about it. And I'm like, now I tell people when they're like, are you a cop? And I say, of course not. But you do know that's an urban legend. The cops don't have to tell you the truth. Yeah. You need to listen to your gut, and you need to, most importantly, think logically. Yeah. With my home, unless I'm doing something like trafficking children or like narcotics or something, they're not going to put all the time and effort to put up a sting for one person. Yeah. Especially to go, how would they get access to like a home to have this sting from? Like, just think logically about where you're going. They're going to rent a room in a cheap hotel and just arrest people all day. Yeah. You know? And now my whole thing when it comes to law enforcement is I don't talk about unless we know each other, we don't talk about sex. We don't
nothing explicit.
I mean, not even like a. And I feel bad for a couple people that like a certain thing. They really want to know, do you do that thing? But I can't. If I lose, I have to lose that client. I just can't. Like, we'll talk about it in person. Yeah. Because the one girl that I know that has been picked up for it, it was before. It wasn't when money was exchanged. It wasn't when clothes came off. It was as soon as she pulled in the parking lot, based purely on the content of their text and phone calls.
Really?
Yeah. Escorting, which is what I do, is totally legal. I provide paid companionship. Yeah. You want to come over and really, truly have a friend, have a good time, vibe with someone, have an experience, come see me. It costs money. That's legal and it's great. Yeah. You know what I mean? And anything else that happens is just something that happens between consenting adults that comes up that the vibe feels right.
Because I will see that on escort websites, and I'm like, is that like a legal disclaimer that actually holds?
Oh my god, I love on fucking ads when they'll be like, no cops, and I'm like, oh, you avoided it right there because you said no cops in your ad. Or when people in their ads be like, I will suck your dick for $50 if I will do this. I'm like, you're just asking for it. The only reason you're not picked up is because there's so many of you that it would be like not feasible.
I wonder if it works right. Like if they could get you on. So I've seen, they got the eggplant, and then they got the squirt, and then they got a mouth emoji.
Yeah, I hate fucking emojis.
How like. We're living in the future when you can get arrested for for emojis. Though.
That's why people like try to use like, what's your donation? How many roses? And I'm like, you don't have to say that. It's legal for you to pay me money for my time. Yeah, and that's not going to save you anyways just because you called it roses. Yeah. So these I get irked in my old age about just little things, and I'm like, that's dumb. People
in your old age,
or like some people are like, send me a picture, and this is something I do understand this about. If your pictures are real, my pictures are definitely real, and they're representative. Yeah. I will send. There's pictures of nothing really showing on my ads. If you go to my website, there's a little more showing, a little boob action. I will send you a face pic if you text me and ask for one, but I'm not going to just send you a bunch of pictures. But
do you feel like people? Because I know you don't have your face on your website.
No.
Do you feel like contacted you just to get the face pic?
possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I feel like if I had my face on my ads, which some people do, God bless them, it's an unusual, even if you're never going to see an escort in your life, for you to browse those websites and to just be looking at it and be curious, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want somebody to if somebody's just being curious and comes across my face, that might get spread.
Yeah.
And then they have no culpability. They didn't do anything really wrong except for browse. But if we've gotten to the point where you're like, we're texting back and forth and we're going to see each other, then if you were going to spread something about me, like you would also have to admit that you were seeing us, you know.
Because I guess too, when we were texting originally, like for the podcast and stuff, I feel like through that conversation, you would have known whether or not I was compliment. Like,
I didn't think for like a brief second, I was like, what if this is like some kind of weird elaborate sting where I like say all this stuff on a microphone and then it like goes. But there's nothing to say on the microphone other than what I do is completely legal.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Fuck yeah. How often you are like, because in like Athens you had that clientele base where you didn't have to advertise, you had like steady people. Now you're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
How often are you able to see people? Like, is it
my schedule? I used to, when I moved in this house, it was really awesome. I do have a roommate. I told her when we were gonna move in, like, I'm gonna see clients here, and she was cool with that.
Nice.
She like heads out, you know, and she works all week, but. So I was kind of seeing it like just willy-nilly. I was working like half days at an office like 3 days a week, and I was just seeing people whenever. And then my schedule just got turned upside down, as Fresh Prince would say. And I'm in school for 10 hours 3 days a week, and so I just don't. I tried to do a little bit of work. I just don't. I can't. That's my time.
Yeah.
So then Thursdays and Fridays. So basically, I only advertise and I only work Thursdays and Fridays, and Thursdays are about to go away too, and then all weekend. Weekends, like I said, I stay up pretty much all night on Friday nights. That's my night, just in case people call late, and it's fun. It's fun to see people that are up late and they're just partying a little bit. Usually, I have to go to them because they've been drinking a little bit or something, which is fine. And you know, just when you meet interesting people and then fun, you know, in a fun space. But yeah, so my weekdays are pretty no. Like so, I'm actually working less than I ever have in my life, and I'm making more. Because I'm saving it all.
Oh, nice.
I put almost everything that I make into savings. And because I'm getting my nest egg ready.
Sweet.
And because I just blew my money back in the day. Like, and I worked a lot more. I made, you know. So, you know, after bills are paid, everything goes into savings.
Okay.
And, because I live like a miser. I'm a thrift store junkie. You know, we were just talking about Facebook Marketplace. All these furniture. I mean, I love a curb alert. That came off the side of the road. That awesome.
Curb alert. I like that. Curb alert.
Yeah, when you see them on Craigslist, they'll be like curb alert, and then they give you the address, and then be like, oh, cool, that too. That with chalkboard paint. That came off the side of the road. I love it.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, I've got money to buy new clothes, but I don't. I just love the deals. I love this hunt. You know, and so that's why I'm a thrifty chick, and I've been saving like a mo.
Fuck yeah.
For real.
That's it. Having a nest egg is nice.
It makes me feel so good. It's the biggest savings I've ever had in my life, and it just makes me feel like
I had a little
if
nest
something
egg.
happened, I wouldn't just be depleted. I wouldn't be just crushed.
Like I had a little nest egg before I left North Carolina, moved down here, and now I'm like, because I don't have a job yet. I'm like, right now I'm like, oh boy,
Restaurant down the street's hiring where my roommate works. You want to slang something that makes a restaurant?
I need to do something. Do you feel like you have like an average, like a clientele, like an average person that contacts you? Do you have a demographic that hits you up?
It swings. Like I said, depending on periods of time in my life, it would swing. For a while, there was a lot of like in Athens, kind of young guys, stuff like that. I've always had I love my shout out to my old man. I love you. You're polite. You're on time. You're complimentary. Like, you know what you want. I've seen a few more lately that have been a little more kind of. Sometimes the older guys are a little out there with. Because it's like been a long time and they just want to try. Like, it's funny when people hit me, they have all these different fantasies or whatever. And they'll be like, you know, like 5 minutes before I get here, like, can you wear like a green thong and some purple heel? And I'm like, I don't know.
Even just seeing a boob sometimes, like, wow, this is nice. This is incredible.
So, but then I love, so my young guys are kind of, I have a couple of super young guys that are a little nervy, but there's one guy that comes and sees me regularly that's just super, he's a bit, you're my goddess, oh my gosh, oh my god, he can't help it, like the love and compliments just pour through him and it just gasses you up so much. It's just like, oh my gosh. And but then I got my like mid-30s. Just I'm seeing some interesting characters, like some kind of hipsters, like just real interesting cats that I could just sit and talk to I used to have people that bargain with me. They'd be like, well, how would I pay for half an hour? But we'll just hang out longer.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, if you're cool and I enjoy your company, then yeah, we might go over our time talking.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Like, we have to vibe. And sometimes we do. I'll sit and talk to them about whatever. And
Yeah.
we'll just go off on a tangent. Like, I love that I meet just super interesting people constantly. Everybody's got a story. And I get a lot, I do GFE. That's what I do. I did GFE, which is girlfriend experience, before I knew what that meant. Before I knew the acronym, that's just what I provide. When you come over, it's like you're coming into like a warm embrace of a long time, like girlfriend. Like that would come in, sit down, we'll chit chat. And back in the day, a lot more people, because I don't do quick visits. Like I've never have.
Yeah.
Lately I don't even really do half an hour. So I offer them. I don't even really advertise them, but I do offer them if in call, because it's just not enough time.
Yeah.
And because I want to get to, some people want to jump right into it, and I'm like, sure, fine, but like, I want to know your thing. And a lot of times we'll spend most of our chit chat time beforehand talking about whatever, and then I really feel like I can put more of my soul into it.
Yeah.
Because I've touched a little bit on what you are. I've explored, I've thrown out my sonar, it's bounced back some stuff, and now I can adjust.
I mean, it's just a better experience.
Mm-hmm. It truly is.
So
if you want, if you're looking for, I don't do PSE. Somebody today asked me like, so are you nasty and something, and I was like, I definitely want to describe me as nasty.
Yeah.
I don't do like the PSE stuff, like this, loud screaming and the like upside down poses and just like asshole jamming. Like, no, I'm here. I'll rock your world. No, don't get me wrong. I'll attack you like a motherfucking jaguar. But like, it's just in an organic way.
Yeah.
And not a fake way. And just
Because I mean, I've been in situations where it's like almost immediately, like they're like on you or whatever, and it's like, let's.
I'm immediately touching your shoulder, giving you a kiss on the cheek, sitting you down.
Yeah.
But we're gonna warm up into. And now there's regulars of mine that might come in and we're just like, hey, and then we whatever. But it all depends. I can adapt. That's what I told the guy. I was like, are you nasty? And I was like, I definitely want to describe me as nasty. I would describe me as accommodating. If I possibly can, I'm going to accommodate your needs.
Yeah.
You, whatever. Here's my 2 caveats, guys. Just know this about me. I don't talk dirty at all. Well, I suck at it. I start giggling. So if you're like, oh, say some dirty stuff to me, I'll be like, that Seinfeld episode, like, where did your mother lay your panties out last night? Was the dirty talk? Like, that would be me. And I would start giggling.
Yeah.
So, like, and I'm not a super loud, like, screamer person necessarily. I like, that I'm having a good time when you look up and there's just, I can't help it. There'll just be a big, huge smile on my face.
Yeah.
I'm, like, beaming. And I'm like, and that's just, it's this beatific smile. And, like, that's my trademark. And I just like to close my eyes and lay back and just enjoy the things that are going on.
Yeah.
And it makes me more attuned to what you're needing. I'm very attuned to, and so many people are not attuned to like my thing. To like, sometimes somebody just be attacking. Sometimes there's a line when their technique is so off base that you feel like, should I mention this and help them
and be like, hey, this is not my clit.
Yeah.
Like, not,
or they don't. Attention. 2019, men have finally found the clit. They don't know what to do with it. And
ladies and gentlemen, first time on the podcast, you heard it here, Full Service Podcast 2019, yes. Men have found the clit.
They found the clit.
We found it, men. Keep going.
But they don't know what to do with it.
Oh, God. We found it. We don't know what to do with it.
Just attack the motherfucking hell out of it. And for me, like, I get a little too overstimulated there especially without any warm-up. But I want to be happy for them. I want to let them do their thing. But there's sometimes you reach a line, and there was just one person where I just kept inching away from his hand a little bit, like trying to get him to move it somewhere else. And I couldn't help it. I was like kind of grimacing a little bit, and just moving, and it just went on for like a long time. So I finally had to. I don't remember if we stopped naturally or if I stopped him. And I was like, "Hey, did you not pick up on my signals? That was a little too much. I just thought you didn't want to come too fast." So
Yo, what? Some of the egos I'll see on reviews and shit online where people are like, oh my God, she came 3 times. She like just so many orgasms. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I just don't. And I don't fake them. And I'm on a medication that has pretty much taken away my ability to have a traditional orgasm. But you know what? It's fine with me. It helps me focus on what I'm doing better.
Oh, nice.
But I feel bad when people that they come in and you can tell that's
all they
want
want
to do that for you. And most girls would just fake one for them, but I can't. It feels so. I'm a genuine person.
Yeah.
And I just can't do that.
Yeah.
I want you to have an organic, real experience, and know that it's okay to be focused on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you want to just go down there and eat out forever because it makes you feel good, do it. I'm ready for you. I'll sit there and I'll smile. And I'll be happy with you.
Yeah.
But like to push it towards a goal, I don't want you to. Same thing with their thing. Like
Yeah.
you know, they're here for. I'm here for you. We're
Yeah.
focused on you. What's gonna make you feel good right now?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be doing that to me? Fucking do it. But you know, sometimes they're just poking a little too hard. You gotta be like, oh, watch out.
Yeah. Hey.
And there's just then you get the inexperienced people. I've had a couple of virgins, which I really debated about for a long time. I had people hit me up that wanted me to take their virginity, and at first I would turn them down.
I did an episode with Magic. She was like, said she'd get hit up all the time for people with this virginity.
And
spiel.
I like kind of for a while there, I was just like, no, I just can't let somebody's first experience be like that. But then I regretted it because I was like, they're just going to call another provider who, like I said, I like since high school, I'm the de-virginizing specialty, like. But like,
when you said that originally, you were like 8 people. I kind of saw you as like the Pied Piper virgins, where you're just like walking down and they're all just like.
And I like usher them on their way. I show them how to do things right. Like, this one person I see now as a regular. We have regular sessions where I try to teach them something new every time, and like we'll work on this or we'll work on this.
That's amazing.
And even just working on social skills because he's like giving him tips on like where to go to like meet people and like things he can do because he's a super sweet kid.
I need these information.
But
where
like
do you go?
I put it off at first, and then I just realized if I turned them down, they were just going to go to another provider who might not be as good as me, as chill as me. It might be a more fucked up experience. And finally, I did say yes, and this is when I was doing the van thing, and I felt
I'll take your virginity, but only in the van.
Well, I had to,
yeah.
But I did my best to make it as special as possible, to just be as warm and welcoming and just open as possible, and just be like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's. I mean, I think about my first time, which was like in a field.
Yeah, I'm
near
sure.
my house.
I'm sure,
with
like
his friend lurking nearby.
I'm sure the experience you're going to provide for them is better than most people's virginity experience is going to be.
And there's this cliche about I took him to the house, and and it can be something where it's a little jarring or whatever. But I just want it to be like, that's why I feel bad for this. Oh, not to get all political talking about like the incels and stuff like that on the internet. Like the ones that have become that as a culture where they hate women and stuff like that. Like fuck them. Fuck. But just people that are, like I said, involuntarily celibate. Like, come see me.
Yeah.
And let me genuinely care about you and your body and your mental health. Like, it's all wrapped up together. What I do is not just physical. It's for people's mental fucking health. It's for my mental health. It's just, sometimes you need another person to talk to.
Yeah.
A person to touch. Releases oxytocin. It makes your brain feel good. It's just, it's therapeutic. And I'm not trying to get all, like, woo-woo about it, but, like, it really is.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people think that it's just like literally just a sex thing.
And for some people, it can be like that's literally what they're looking for. They want a quickie, and that's fine. I don't look down on people that do quickies. I don't look down on people that charge $50. I don't look down on people. The only people that I get mad at are people that say they could charge this and then let people haggle them down because I don't haggle.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this ain't the flea market. That bothers me because it fucks it up for everybody else. But do you? It's marketing. I have a market segment. I've had several clients that are like, you could be charging way more. And I was like, and I could. However, number one, I like working fairly steady because then I get nervous if I'm charged a lot more than work just once a month or something like that would make me nervous. I'm not gonna pick up my passport and fly with you to wherever.
Yeah,
that's just not my thing. I will give you literally all of my mental and physical attention for the time that you're with me, an hour or two, or whatever. But I can't do that for days. I can't.
You don't take 10,000? You're like 20,000 when you go like Paris?
20,000 maybe, Paris? But like. But still, it'd have to be a regular that I'd seen many times, and like, because what am I going to do? Like, if I get there and you're a crazy person, then I'm stuck,
Yeah.
So I'm not in that set. There's a set, and they have their price range for that. I'm not in the set where just like I'm going to go on the street, or I'm just going to like have people popping into my house all day for quickies. That's not my set either. But that's fine. That's other people's set as long as they're taking care of their mental and physical and sexual health. Do you?
Yeah.
It's my market segment is this range that I'm at. For people, I want it to be expensive enough that it's not just like an everyday thing unless you're super rich. Like, it's a special thing.
Yeah.
I always tell people, I had this couple that used to hit me up constantly. And I charge double for couples because there's 2 people. And they just kept talking about that. Well, they had this much money, they had this much money. And they would hit me up multiple times, so I'd be like, take that money.
Yeah.
Put it somewhere. Then the next time you come into a little bit of money, add it to that money, and then come see me. And we'll have a special experience. I have to tell that people all the time. I'm like, take that money, put it away, save it, and then come see me. I don't want to.
That's what I would do. I'd be like, I just spent this amount of money on this thing that's not real.
Yeah.
So when I want to use it, it's already gone. Yeah. It's not even there. It's already spent it, and then.
I want it to be a special occasion. It's something to do. It's like a spa day. It's like seeing a therapist. It's like other things.
I have definitely felt like, because sometimes you can be impulsive and shit. Like, and I felt like, I I did something, and then afterwards I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited. But that was just me. I made it awkward.
No awkwardness. Moving on.
What So I know you sexual health is important.
Yes.
How STDs? How common are STDs?
Dude, like I think something like 80% of the world has like HPV and herpes and stuff like that. Like I get tested every 3 months.
Okay.
I don't allow. This is where I don't know how much I should go into this on this open podcast. Everything's cut. Anything orally, like that's fine to be uncovered. And there's some people that really frown on that, like, oh my god, your health. But I've literally done the research and the transmission rates from that kind of thing without the end result. Is almost nil. And then I can do an inspection. You're asking, how do you like avoid people? That's how you start. You look at it and you da. And I've noticed people, I'll diagnose people all the time with rough dick, where they're just been jerking off too much. And I'm like, I'll tell them, I'm like, try this lube. You need to put some lotion on there. Like, you'll feel better.
It's called rough dick?
I call it rough dick. Like when it's just, you get chap dick, excuse me. Like
nice.
That's what people relate with chap. And it's because you're jerking off all the time with no lube and you're just chapping your shit. So everybody use lube. It's not just for porn. You can even go to a sex store, go to Kroger, they have Astroglide, even though it's messy. Use some fucking lube, you'll thank me. It makes it so much better.
Podcast listeners, if you're out there today and you're jerking off, you're a dry guy and you're just jerking off.
Dry guys, yes.
Get that lube.
Yeah, and don't use the lotion. You're gonna get chemicals in your pee hole. You don't want that.
Oh,
I've had people like propose we use like lotion for like lube in my vajay, and I'm like, get away from me! It's got but actual lube is the bomb. It's like I got like 5 bottles of it in the house because I just kept buying something and losing it. But like, this is the best lube ever to me.
Yeah.
Okay, all lube that works good, works great. It's super slick, whatever. But afterwards, you just feel like you need to go take a full on shower.
Yeah.
Because you're so like sticky.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere. And whatever, but sometimes for stuff you want to be sticky. But this stuff, it's called Pink Indulgence Cream. Pink is the brand. It's in a little white bottle. And I noticed now they make other lubes too. They make like the silicone water-based, the clear lubes. But this is the cream. It looks like cum, but it's perfect. It's not as slick as the other stuff. It's very similar to natural juices. And it just resorbs into your skin when you're done.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. The only thing that sucks is this pump bottle. There's still a ton in here, but it won't come up the pump, so I have to like see. It looks like cum.
Oh shit! Okay,
it's like the best.
Yeah. No.
And I have traditional lubes too, but like this is my go-to.
Nice,
fancy stuff.
Heck yeah! When I know review websites. So how do you feel? Like, a lot of people that don't know, how do you feel about review?
Well,
websites?
I used to have a bunch of reviews on the Erotic Review, and I was very proud of them. I had like a bunch of just great reviews. I mean, like. The ones that I was telling you about the one person that was like, oh yeah, her house is decorated. She's got this like hippie style. She's like whatever. And you can tell she's herself. And I loved it. And then all of a sudden, during my review went away, and I couldn't retrieve those reviews at all. Yeah. And so I had none. And so then I was just surfing one day, and somebody put a review up for me on Erotic Monkey.
I know they copied a lot over from
my
Erotic Review to
did they?
Because
mine are all gone.
Really?
But here's the thing. Erotic Review, and I was like, cool, so I went ahead and claimed my profile and have my reviews on there. But like, to be able to view other reviews, you need to have written a review. So people would just write a review for someone they've never seen, and it won't be like, sometimes people be vindictive and just write a bad review because they're mad at somebody, and you can dispute that. But like, just like this one guy was talking about, and then we did this, and then we did this, and we did CBJ, and I was like, I don't do CBJ. Yeah. I do BBBJ. Yeah. So, cool, I'm gonna not dispute it because it was an overall good review, but like,
that's a bullshit review.
Why would you say that? Like, that's weird.
I've read
because somebody reads it and they go, oh well, she doesn't do BBBJ, but I do, but I don't advertise that. And nowhere on the internet is gonna be like, I can't on this podcast. I do this, none of that. Any of those websites where you like check off all the things you do. What's wrong with you? Just it's a trap. Like, all mine, I do couples, I do kissing, I do snuggle, like because that is what I do. I'm an escort. You're paying for my time. That's what I do. Anything else that happens is just when we have chemistry and it happens. Yeah. But so the reviews there, I'm glad I have them. And I have some reviews. My old web host had a feature that I didn't know it had it was turned on where people looking at your website could type in a review and it would post. It wouldn't automatically post. It would post it on my dashboard for the and I had edited the site in a while and I came in and I saw this stuff. I was like, cool. So I put it on the page. Like you can click them and it'll show them on the page. These little short reviews of you. Yeah. And then when that website the web host went down, I was able to go on the Wayback Machine and get my pictures and get my stuff.
Oh.
So I copied over my little review. They're good ones, Like, there's no verification system or whatever. I guess, theoretically, I could have written all my reviews myself, God damn it. But, like, I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you have to take me at my word. I really, truly didn't. And I've only had, like, 2 bad reviews ever.
Really?
And one was somebody that got mad because I didn't swallow, and I never said that I did, and kind of thing. And then we got into an argument with him sending me, like, articles that, like, from the internet about how that's safe. I was just like, whatever.
I mean, I've heard, like, this lady told me a horror story to where, like, this dude came and it was, like, half jizz, half blood, and it was, like...
Oh, God. I thought I had the grossest cum story ever. Oozing out of an uncut... I've seen so many problems with people with uncut dicks that have issues. I've seen somebody whose pee hole looks like a Pac-Man mouth.
Really?
Dick from straight up, it goes...
Wow.
Pac-Man mouth. I felt so bad. I've seen people with some issues.
I remember the first time I ever saw it on circuit, like...
They're interesting.
I saw it, like, in high school. I remember, like, 'cause in my high school, everybody be showering shit together. Yeah. And then everybody had several had a regular dick, and then there was one guy, and I was like...
Yeah, but you got a little flap on the end.
The kid's, like, in porn, like, all the... Like, nobody had...
Yeah, Louis C.K. talking about his dad's uncut dick. It's funny. Like, he's talking about being real sad, that his dick is sad. Yeah, they're interesting. It took me a while to get used to them, I'll be honest. And I believe if I had a son... I wouldn't circumcise him just because I feel like it's just an unnecessary surgery. It's just, but we're so ingrained with what a dick should look like.
It is crazy.
I have a good friend who had a botched circumcision. His junk is kind of whack. I haven't seen it because he's just a friend, but like it's kind of whack apparently. But it works. He just had a baby, or his wife did. But you just gotta. Some of them don't retract, and that's an issue. So you can't, because the whole thing is that little flap and stuff pulls back, and then it just looks like a normal dick.
Yeah,
and it's juicy slimy. So I always kind of do this. I rub my tits over the cock anyways because it feels nice, and I just point it off.
Yeah.
And and then we do whatever. But like I've been with some people that they don't retract, and so there's that little flap in your mouth, and like,
oh shit! Like
and when they come, it just oozes out, like because it has to. Like,
it's going through.
Yeah, it's going through stuff, and I'm just like, oh damn, dude. But I had somebody that once that what a hydrocele is. It's like a giant. It's not a blister kind of, but it's like a thing under your skin that's like really big and it's full of water, and it was right on his nutsack. No, it was right at the base of his cock. It was huge, and it was like, and we just had to work around it.
Yeah.
We just had to find positions that worked, and we had to, I work with people where they at. One of my funnest clients I've ever had, one leg.
Nice.
I went and saw him in his house. He was just super. What a great attitude on life. But let me tell you, the positions when you don't got one leg in the way.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
You just gotta get down and just put his leg here, and I was like, that's pretty rad. I've seen a paraplegic. One of my, he's such a sweet man. He was paralyzed from the neck down. And I went and saw him. He lived in this home where he had nurses and stuff there, and he told them that I was his massage therapist.
Nice.
And I came and just...
See, that's awesome.
I just kissed on his face and, like, rubbed his head and just... It was great. What a sweet man. Like, he really was, like... And just, doing what you can just to...
That's awesome. Fuck yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't know.
I do what I can. I live to serve. I live to help. I live to just make you smile. If I make you smile when you're leaving my place, I feel like $1 million.
Do you feel any pressure to be not somebody other than you are, but like to be like? Because people, when they come see you, they have an expectation like, oh, this is going to be great. Do you feel pressure to provide?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I definitely do. Especially in situations where I'm not super into whatever their thing is.
Yeah.
But I try to provide. But that's the thing. I try to be very truthful with people about what I do, what I'm comfortable with and not comfortable with.
Yeah. Because
I would rather us redirect and maybe do something adjacent to the thing you want really well than be like not do the thing you want very well.
Yeah.
And but yes, you got to be on. That's the thing about work is you got to be on.
Yeah.
It's like being on stage or being on TV or something. Like I'm still myself, very much so. I tell true stories about my life. I bring my own life experiences into it, but it's a heightened version of me.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're not feeling good or whatever's going, you got something going on in your life, some of that can like weigh on you, but you just gotta, when they walk in the door, I mean, there's been times that I felt like shit asshole, but just I had somebody I didn't want to cancel on, and you just think, it's when they call and they're about to be here, I put my shoes on, whoop, it comes on.
Yeah.
And it stays on until they leave. Except every once in a while, too, with some people, they can break that down and they can get the normal you for a second. And it's kind of cool people that kind of get down to that level. But
yeah, I mean, I feel, it's I like realness. It's appreciated.
Yeah, keeping it real.
Yeah. What, do you feel like attraction plays into the job at all? Or
it can help. It can definitely. People used to hit me up and try to get discounts because I'm hot or whatever. I'm like, dude, that's not. It doesn't matter.
You should pay extra because you're fucking hot, dog.
And there are people that want to truly like, do you want my picture? And I'm like, I really don't. I don't care about your picture because it doesn't matter. I'm going to treat you with respect. Now there are people, and the people that I'm attracted to, there's been I've seen some fine, specimens of like fitness and stuff walk through my door, and that's cool and everything. But I get attracted to people's personalities. I've dated a couple clients. It ended fucking horribly, but they're both it's certifiable. But, oh my god, I don't want to even go into the whole. One guy was like, telling people were listening in my event, in my car. It was a whole thing. He had some problems. And the other one was just an asshole. What an asshole. But you get to like where you're familiar with people, and I have one client that was one of my earliest ones that we've crossed the barrier officially. He's got my real name, he's got my real phone number. Yeah. We hang. Yeah. Like anytime we do, but anytime we do anything, I still get my money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he respects that. Yeah. And but we're buds. You know, he used to for a while when I go back to Athens, let me use his apartment. It's like nice. Because he's into that, like kind of cuckold and stuff like that. But he's just a fun dude. Like, we go to probably tickets. We went to a concert together. Like but that took years to develop that kind of relationship. Yeah, you're not. And you catch feelings. There's somebody I'm seeing right now that I've kind of got feelings for a little bit, like because he's just, and that truly makes the experience from my perspective. So I think from their perspective, just adds a little. Even if there's not that chemistry click, you're still gonna have a great time because I'm gonna put all my mental efforts into to get on your wavelengths. Yeah. But sometimes when there's that little extra from that when you have that chemistry, it just makes it just more explosive. Yeah, I mean, and that's like anything in life, when you have that, your part like this and my part shaped like this, and when it clicks, and you're like, whoa. Yeah. So that definitely attraction, and to me, like it's not so much physical; it's like mental, like personality wise.
How is it when you're like, when I don't know. You're not. I mean, when you see somebody and you're like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Like, is there ever like, I don't know if we can do that? Like,
there used to be some wackadoos that I saw that like just weren't, but I just was like, you know what, we're just gonna muddle through. Yeah. Now I'm a lot more picky. I'm a lot more picky, I guess, about. I know it's just. I think I was saying earlier before we started. The pool of my clientele has made this dramatic shift since my last little hiatus, and I started back in Atlanta, just for the better. Yeah. Like the amount of like weird lowballers and people that are trying to just be whatever is almost gone. People know the drill. We don't talk about anything except for just how you doing and like how's the weather and your life, and I got this going on today. Oh, I'm excited to see you. We don't talk about money because they know where to look to find. We don't, when they get here, we don't talk, to just put it down or whatever. And I forget sometimes. I'll ask them like, I laid it right there. And I'm like, oh, you did what you're supposed to do. Yeah. I wasn't prepared for that. Just people that know the drill, that aren't trying to like, they know what's up. They know the kind of way that things go typically. There's always variations on stuff, but like, when it's time to go and things like that. But people, there's just been this shift to people that like, are just good clientele. I've always been able to pick out the good clientele and see them, but I don't have to weed through as many. Yeah. Just whatever people. People actually find, and I think that truly has to do with where I advertise. Like, where do you advertise? So after Backpage went away, that's when I was on like I said in my year hiatus, and I came back and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck blah blah blah. So I don't even know. I think it was a Google search or maybe that SWAT meeting. But Skip the Game is what I found. That's what I was using when I first moved to Atlanta and getting just like nada, just. No,
I just think
low ballers, and you're buried in the ads. You have to repost your ad every fucking 5 minutes to get on the front page. There's nothing to really make you stand out. There's so many people, and it's such a range of people. There's a lady doing $50 cheetah jobs, and then this person's like So I think I was just doing research one day about like putting myself in the place of somebody that's searching for an escort, and like what keywords would you use, like what blah blah blah, and found some places. And I don't pay for my ads. I try to find places that are free. But Erotic Monkey, like I said, somebody put a review for me on there, and I claimed my profile, so now I'm on there. If you log in, every time you log in,
okay, it'll say like it'll say like active and stuff like that.
I don't think I think I've got one person ever from. I forget to ask people. Two of the places I advertise, I know for a fact I think they have a function where you can hit a button and message me like on my phone, and it has like a prompt for you. I found you on EM. Okay. And the other one, like I found you on Tris. Like, so I know where they're coming from. So maybe that's why, but the other ones don't. So I could be getting tons of people from these, but Private Delights, I have one on there. Okay.
Is that a free? Is Private Delight free? Nice.
And it builds itself as a review site, but I don't have reviews on there. Then Girl Directory, which I had a few on there. It's kind of weird how you like lay. You can't repost your ad. They have a news feed, kind of like.
Okay.
But I just post the same thing over. Like it just puts it up to the top or whatever. And there's different pictures because two of the places advertise, they don't want you to have a watermark on your photos. And for a while there, I didn't have this computer on my laptop, and all my photos that I used were watermarked.
Yeah.
And in a way that if I took the watermark off, it'd look weird, like it was over body parts. So I had to dig through and find other pictures, like from other sites in my email that didn't have the watermark. So there's different pictures. But the one, and I almost hate to give it up, it's called there's Switter and Trist. Trist came out of Switter. Twitter is like Twitter for sex workers.
I got Twitter. I
got it, but I get on it not very much. I get on it just on the weekends when I'm advertising, and I try to thank every person that added me. I try to, put my little ad out there and stuff like that. And then,
I'll hit you with them retweets.
Trist is, I don't know. I feel like, should I be doing that for other people? Because there's so many other sex workers.
I still see that. They all just boost everybody else's posts.
How cool is that? I don't have any friends. I don't follow anybody.
But I've seen a couple people.
Twitter. So.
I've seen a couple people on Twitter. And it worked. I mean, it worked.
I don't think I've ever booked anything directly from there. But then Trist, they built. Twitter was literally built just from the ashes of Backpage. That was they were trying to. And then Trist is like this super amazing, high-end, oh my god, diverse and inclusive site. There's a lot of like.
Shout out to Trist. Hey.
Oh my god, TRYST. They're hosted out of Australia. Your ad is nice looking. They have a lot of cool categories for you to fill out like about your build and size and like what you do. I love to browse on there because there's a lot of like non-gender conforming and like trans people on there, and they're great. Their ads are great, and I mean I look all over, not just in Atlanta, but like wherever. And there's a thing on your form. What do I see? Not just do I see men, women. I see men, women. I see couples. I see trans. I see gender non-conforming people. Like, and I see everybody.
I see that on Slixa too. Like to what the people
does it cost money?
I think it does.
That's why. And Trist, supposedly I had like this 3-month free trial and it was going to cost money, but I'm not paying them any money. The only thing that's changed, and it's been way longer than 3 months, is you go in there and mark yourself available and it'll put you up to the top, put a little banner on your ad. Yeah. It used to do that for 4 hours, and now it just does it for 2 hours. So I
recently discovered Trist this year, and I do like it because I
love the layout.
The layout's so easy to use. Yeah. You can literally put it,
and you can search by different attributes and things like that. Put your prices on there, like put your days you're available. Which I need to go in there and update my days available. Yeah. I had pretty much every day and then a little note about these days, but I just can't do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday unless it's something special. Yeah. Like after 10 hours of school, I'm coming home and I'm flopping. Yeah. So, but yeah, Trist is I love the layout. But Twitter, I try to get on and I don't know how to interact with people. I'm dumb. And there's people from everywhere and I don't know what's going on.
You gotta get a Twitter.
I do gotta get it, but like when am I gonna? Here's my thing too: is I have a personal with my Instagram. This is fucking me up. I have my personal Instagram linked up on my phone. Yeah. My laptop is my work Instagram. Never the twain shall meet. I don't know.
Well, you can put them on. You can put them both on your phone.
But I mean, I don't want to because I don't ever want to even have the possibility of accidentally posting something to the wrong one.
That makes sense.
But I need to. And my Instagrams it's weird when people hit me up on Instagram and my phone number's right there though. I'm just like, just text me. Something. Yeah. Because it doesn't. Because that's why I don't like Instagram. You can't put. I mean, you can make a picture with text on it, but like, that's about the only way you can. Say something when I really just want to say something to people like, hey guys, I'm here and I'm da-da-da-da.
That's why you gotta get Twitter then.
And I need to get Snapchat because I want to start getting into more like, oh my god, I've had so many videos.
People are hustling.
Videos and pictures of me are out there because I've had a laptop and a phone stolen that were full of dirty videos of me doing things with my face in them, with personal life people and like, so they broke the seal, but as long as like my face isn't in it, like doing pictures, I have one kind of semi-regular that I'd just do little snapshots for him and stuff, and he'd cash at me money and stuff. And I would like to get kind of more into that. Not doing full on like pornos. I've talked to a few different production companies about doing stuff like that. Yeah. And my whole thing was I just want it in my contract that clips of me can't be used as advertisement on free sites. Because that's where my dad might run across them or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I want them behind the paywall. And they couldn't guarantee me that, and so I couldn't do it. Yeah. But I had somebody come over the other day.
Because they're going to put that free preview.
Super into titty fucking, and he paid me extra to do a video, and it's just from here to here. Yeah. And he had a whole way to do the setup. He showed me all these. He was super excited about it. Showed me all these other videos. Look at that. And this one's in Japan. And so I was down with it too. I was like, we got the perfect lighting. We went over next to the window and like boobs right, and it was pretty cool. And they did a video, but no face. I just can't. And I wish I could do face. I mean, I wish. Like,
what about camming and stuff? Like, would you ever do anything?
I did. Like I said, I've been on a webcam twice in my life, both on other people. They had an account, and we just were doing it together. One night was really fun. We just sat up drinking and chatting with people in Australia because it was middle of the night there. I think I ended up after we split up making like $40. But like the next time I did it, it was just like a weird slog and like I don't know. I just need another person to cam with me so we can interact with one another. You know,
yeah.
Some of the funniest stuff because I've been on cam 3 times because the third time was the time the 2 hilarious things happened. One was he was like he wanted us to eat butter off each other's pussies, and I was like, we got some country crock, is that okay? So we did that in private. The other one is I will do some BDSM stuff. I'm into BDSM in my personal life. I'm a submissive leaning switch. I only do dominant topping stuff with clients for safety reasons. And so yeah, I'll beat you up if you want me to. I'm a decent rigger, I'll tie you.
You hear that, clients? You get beat up, tied up, hell yeah.
But what I won't do, I'm a like teacher style encouraging dom. I'm going to give you tasks to complete that may be hard, and I'm going to beat you as you do them, but I'm going to like give you praise and pet your head when you're done and just be like, good boy. And but I don't do like the humiliation stuff.
Okay.
I don't. And I understand that I only want to do things that lift people up.
Okay.
Even though I know from being in the kink scene, some people, that's their thing. It makes them feel good, but like I can't do it.
Tell me my jokes are terrible.
Yeah. So like, I know I submitted in a humiliation scene once. It was on my birthday actually that we had a kink party, and I'd never done a scene like that before. And I did it, and the girl made me. I was just like really upset. She was getting like personal with stuff.
She's like roasting you.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And she's making me like play with myself, and this is on video. I'm like, stop, and she goes, don't you want to come? And I was like, not now. Like,
you really hurt my
and so I did the whole thing, and afterwards she was like, well, why didn't you tap out? And I was like, well, that's the only thing I got out of it was I pushed through it, and I was able to finish it, so that felt good. But anyways, on cam, this guy went to private, because you could see their cams too, and he wanted us to just watch him jerk off and make fun of his dick.
Yeah.
And stuff. So we did or whatever, and I'm trying to contribute. Then all of a sudden my friend's like, oh, your balls ain't all that. And I had to leave the room. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God. Did somebody just say that? Like, I can't do the humiliation stuff. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But my kink, your kink is not my kink, is a saying, and like, as long as it's safe, sane, and consensual, we're cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. What? How long do you see yourself escorting?
That's a very interesting question. I'm getting older. I know that I can't do this forever. I know I don't want to go into the fetish like in several years where it's like milfing kind of stuff, like or whatever. But I know I'm not gonna be able to do this forever, so I'm planning now for the future.
Yeah.
I do have a degree, like as I said, but I don't like working in that field. I'm working super part-time, doing some office work stuff, but I'm in beauty school, cosmetology school, and I've been in it for a few months. I'll be done in about a year. And I can't go back to being a wage slave. I want to have some independence and creativity. You know, I don't right now, but like soon as I got let go from that job, my hair was every color of the rainbow. I was like, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. And I'm just letting it take a break from bleach right now. But, you know, I've got tattoos that are visible. I just want to be in an industry like where I can, you know, kind of be myself a little bit more. Not have to, because like I said, I was really stagnant at that nonprofit I worked at, like about dress code and stuff. And so I'm going to transition into that, but I'm going to keep working as much as I can. I said I'm building that fucking nest egg as much as I can, because I've got a late start on building like the equivalent of a 401k.
Yeah. From
all these years of working, I wasn't saving, and I should have been. And so now I'm just like I said, pumping every penny into that savings, and I think I'm going to do a little bit of investing. I was looking at Acorns. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah. I fucked with it before.
My classmate was telling me about it, and I was like, but then I was reading the reviews, and it was like, what you really, if you're going to invest this and this and do this. And I was like, okay, maybe like put some money in like an IRA or something. I know we're getting boring now. But like, I don't want to. I don't want to have to work when I'm 70 to live.
Yeah.
Because I've not been. You know.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Certain things are. Of course, I pay my taxes. Of course.
You be paying taxes out here.
But like, you know, my income on my tax return is very low, and that determines what you get for Social Security.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about that with being a hairdresser about reporting your tips. Like the things that are bad about that is like, you know, number one, it makes like when you look at the median salary for like people in that industry, like on the data all shows it's very low.
Yeah.
Because it's tips are not being reported.
Yeah.
You know, and it messes up like when they determine what your normal salary is to give you Social Security. If your normal salary is like next to nothing, mine has been for years. You know, so that kind of freaks me out. So I'm just really focused on when I get older, like being secure. I just want to have a little house.
Yeah.
Maybe a man, maybe a woman. I don't know. Ideally both. I would love to be in a little triad with me and a guy and a girl.
Nice.
And living together in a little house with some yard. I'm not looking for extravagant things. And just being able to enjoy, you know, because I don't have kids. So I don't know who's going to take care of me when I get old, but I got to take care of myself.
Do you see yourself in Atlanta? Or would you go to Athens?
I'm thinking about moving to Nashville, which is where my sisters live.
Nice.
They both live up there, close to Kentucky. They met in Kentucky. After I came to Georgia and met a Georgia boy and dated him forever, my parents didn't like him. Both of my sisters, even though they had a Hope Scholarship to go to a Georgia school, they paid out-of-state tuition for them to go up to Kentucky and go to school in the hopes they wouldn't meet and they did. They met Kentucky boys and they live in Nashville. My folks live out, in NC. And they'll probably move back in that area. So I've talked about when I get out of beauty school, going ahead and taking my licensure test for Tennessee.
Okay.
But I don't know. Yeah, when you get older, everybody knows this. You don't make friends as easily. You're not thrown together in a situation like school where you see people on a daily basis to form a friendship that you have to be there.
It's crazy. Like with comedy, like I meet people all the time. So it's like if I didn't do stand up. And how the fuck do you meet people? Like, yeah,
it's for real. You had to join a club or do whatever. I've met a few people through dance classes and stuff like that, but it's hard. And I've actually made some solid roots here, some friends. Like, just random. I was leaving. One lives across the street from my belly dance studio, and I was leaving this morning, and I saw her walking her dog, and I was like, "Burr," and we sat there and talked. And so I don't know that I can do that. And also, I've not lived in the same city as my family since I was like 18 years old. Like.
I'm kind of doing that now. I'm close. I'm like probably within 30 minutes of my parents.
When I used to live 2 hours from my parents, that was truly perfect.
Yeah.
No pop-ins ever, but you could run down there like every week if you wanted to. But like now it's like 4.5 hours to see them. I don't see them that much. It's about 4 hours to go see my sisters. But like I don't know if I want to leave that. I'd love to maybe move to Chattanooga. Chattanooga's kind of rough. There's some rough parts of the town, but I have friends that live there. There's a circus that I perform with that's from there. It's a trained circus.
Have you been to the aquarium?
No, I haven't, but I want to.
Cool.
My ex, I was like in his sister's wedding and stuff, and his sister's in-laws works at the aquarium and can give you like the backstage tour where you can feed the fish and stuff. I haven't been to the Georgia aquarium either. I've been to the Monterey Aquarium in California. And it was rad.
That's good?
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Nice.
It's like known. It's a known place. But Chattanooga is just so beautiful, and it'd be like I could run to Atlanta if I wanted to. I could run to Nashville if I wanted to. I know my friend I was talking about with the spot circumcision. He and his girl live there.
Okay.
And my circus buddies live there. I know some people there, and I think the property rates would be a little lower there.
Okay.
So and then your mountains and leaves, and so I'm thinking
they got
about
that river there too.
I wish I could just pick up my little friends from here and we all move together to Chattanooga.
That'd be nice.
And just maybe out in the woods or something because I want to live in a. I live in a town like Athens, in a college town, so you have that. I'm liberal. Sorry, I'm blue. I do have a couple of confirmed Republican clients, and we have healthy debates. But just the being like out in the woods with a little bit of nature and a little bit of land around me, but still having access to things like music and the culture and and left-leaning people. That's harder to come by, and that's why Athens is such a gem,
I mean, Athens is like super liberal. Like one of my good buddies. Shout out to John Riccatelli. He's gonna write. I think my buddy's gonna do the theme song for the podcast. He lived in Athens for a long time.
Yeah, it's just, but I can't go back there. Just my life kind of was hitting a rough patch, and I was just like, I need to, whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Athens' fault. It was just whatever. My mom likes to say I've squeezed all the juice out of that place.
Yeah.
And so, but Atlanta. Unless I go, and I don't want to be just in a suburb. Like I'm in a suburb right now, Atlanta, and it's still a little wonky. It's not. I don't even know all these things in the area, like going down there in stores and stuff. I'm like, what? There's a Whole Foods here, but I don't go to Whole Foods really. Where's my Kroger? I'm going there.
Fucking with Kroger. Hey, shout out to all the people that you Kroger on the podcast.
Yay!
Grew up on Kroger. Fuck with Kroger.
And the Wally World. I found a 24-hour Walmart. I love it because I stay up late on weekends. Okay. I'm in between clients. I'm like, well, I'm bored. I'm tired. And I found out all these fucking, when I moved to Atlanta, all the Walmarts aren't 24 hours. I'm like, what the fuck? This is dumb. Like, everything closes down. And I found one. It's 20 minutes from here at night. And I've gone, my roommate's a night owl too sometimes, so we'll go together and hit up the Marietta 24-hour Walmart and just be like, buy stuff at 4 a.m.
Just gotta do that. It's kind of fun walking around.
I love it. That's my favorite time to shop because there's nobody in the store.
I rode a bike recently at a Walmart. It was fun.
Yeah, Walmart. Fuck Walmart for reasons we're not going to go into right now, but like...
I try not to go. Unless I have, if there's some kind of appliance or something I need, I'll go. Yeah. But most of the time I'm going to the grocery store for...
Well, for food, I go to the K. Roger. But, although there's a Publix, I'm infested with Publix. They're so expensive, but there's one right there. So when I just need something really quick, I'll run up there. And I've fallen in love with, they have these big Greek salads with the, oh my God, they have chickpeas, pepperoncinis, everything on there. And I take them for lunch. I want one now, actually. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. But anyways, we've got off track.
Yeah. Advice for anybody, like say somebody wants to see an escort for the first time. Do you have any advice for that person?
Yes, I do. Number one, nervousness is totally fine. It's okay. We understand. But do your research. Read their ad. If they've got a website or a link, go to it. Read their stuff. There might be valuable information. It might be a crazy rambling website. Like I've seen some of these girls' websites that just, I don't even know. But read as much as you can. Get the info that you need ahead of time. For me, at least, if you're contacting me, some people are no text at all. Text me. Because whatever I'm doing, I might be sitting in my office. I might be in the middle of cooking something. I can always text you back, except on Monday through Wednesday. I'm in school. Monday through Wednesday. But I can text you back, and we can just get a rapport. Whenever someone texts me, I always respond with, how can I help you today? Or something like that. It's an action verb to get past the, hey, well, how are you? Well, how are you?
Yeah,
and
we're trying to get this thing going.
We can chit-chat a little bit. And if I can get to know your personality, but go ahead and tell me, I'm thinking about wanting to get together. I'm going to be in town next week around this time. Are you available? That kind of stuff. I try to put on my ads, and I'm going to adjust a couple ads that don't have this on there, my availability, because it's pretty solid. And if you've got questions, you can ask them. We can talk about money. I don't haggle. Don't haggle with ladies.
Yeah.
Pay their rate. If you can't pay their rate, if they don't have a rate listed and you call and it's out of your price range, then just thank them and let it go.
Yeah.
There's somebody for everyone out there. Please don't talk about anything explicit. I understand that you may have questions about a specific act. Unfortunately, you're going to have to just drive there. I've had that happen before in the past. This is in Athens, so it wasn't a super far drive, but they've come, think something wouldn't click or whatever. They'd usually give me $20 as a thank you, and then they would go. And that's perfectly fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you get here and whatever. It's not for you. But that's the thing you take, because my freedom, I value it too much to be talking about stuff on the phone. So do not, I repeat, do not.
How much for this thing?
Oh, and
how much
if
for
you
that?
ask how much for this, you about canceled right there.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sassy to people. I'm like, well, as you know, charging money for a sexual service is highly illegal. So I don't,
you motherfucker.
but I do this and this, and people get all rowdy. Send me a naked picture so I know you're not a cop. Man, fuck
what the fuck?
you. I don't have, like I said, even in my most dire times. Yes, I've seen clients against my better judgment sometimes when it's just been whatever. Life happening, but I'm when I say I'm picky, like you can one little thing you can say would just make me like nah, because it's not what you said or it's a vibe that I get off you that if we're gonna click or not. And believe me, if you don't see me, it's definitely not the end of the world for me. People think that I'm saying, oh boom, you're not gonna do this, you're gonna do this, and I'm like, but no, not.
Yeah,
and that's okay. Nobody has to get salty about it. Find someone compatible with you. For real. I have a wide range of kind of people and things I'm compatible with. I think it's pretty fucking wide.
Yeah.
But there's some people that fall out of that range, and there's somebody out there for them. So find somebody that you vibe with. Trust your gut. Think logically about the logistics of where you're going, what kind of place is it. Find out, is it a hotel, motel, is it an apartment, is it a house? If they're coming to you, are they driving themselves? Do they have a driver? Some girls have drivers. That's okay. It's just for their safety and they stay in the car. I don't, but be mindful of money. Just have it ready for them right when they walk in. Just put it down next to them and just kind of indicate it because they know. But then let her go to the bathroom and wash her hands so she can count up, and then y'all can get going on having a fun date. It's a date. It's an experience. If you have questions, ask them as long as they're not explicit. If they are, I'll direct you another way. I'm not going to just immediately cancel you. But yeah, do your research and just look at the pictures. Look at the effort that they put into their ad and their pictures. That's the effort they're going to put into you. In my humble opinion.
Damn, that's good. Yeah.
If you're just going to... I mean, I've seen some people that maybe... It looks like they just on a whim are like, hey, I'm thinking I'm going to do this tonight. Let me snap a picture of my dirty underwear and throw it on there and be like, nasty girl. And just put my number. And that's it. I'm sure those people get calls. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
But, the effort they put into their ad is the effort they put into you. And I not to be
advice.
about whatever, but I put a lot of effort into my shit.
Yeah.
And new pictures are coming, guys. I've literally been on a whole odyssey with 2 cameras that I bought. I have a DSLR camera, whatever camera. It's got a manual focus lens. I don't trust. When I get my pictures taken, I do everything. I do the props. I do the background. I do the lighting. I do the costumes. If I could click the picture myself, I would. But I usually hand off. In the past, it's always been a guy that I'm like a personal guy that's been fucking, and they usually have a good eye.
Yeah.
And I'll let them take the pictures, but the camera I have now is like, after all this honesty, I have 2 cameras. It's a manual focus lens, and I just don't trust somebody to. So I'm looking into getting them done professionally, which I've never done before, because I like my DIY aesthetic, you know.
Yeah.
But I do work hard at it. I always have like backgrounds, and like I said, I learned a lot about lighting for photos, reading stuff on the internet.
Lighting, sorry.
Yeah, the best lighting in this place is out on the patio. Actually, put up a little curtain so the bitch next door can't see me, and then boom. So new pictures are coming. I've got, and my face pictures that I send are real new. And they're great. I was trying out the new camera, and so, but my pictures still, the ones I have now, they're very representative. And but that was a great photo shoot. I did most of them on. I want to do some more outdoor nudes. I got to find a place to do that.
Chattahoochee River. There's shit over there.
I know. I just need a place where I can actually go and like pose and like get some good lighting. It would be great to. I wish I could just do it like in a park or something. I love to. Yeah. Just the quick thing, but yeah, in the water would be nice.
Yeah.
I can't do it at the pool. There's too many kids at my pool.
What advice? Do you have any advice for anybody trying to new people?
So much. I met through just circumstances this girl that was just starting out, and the advice, it's all really it'd be long and specific. I want to know your worth, because your money and what you charge is not your worth. Know your fucking market segment. Do you want to just devote time to a lot of quickies, but you can stack up that money? Then do that. Charge a lower price, and know that you're going to have to work a lot more, but maybe quicker, maybe not as much emotional investment. That's what you want.
Yeah.
But stick with it. You know, or you can't usually just start off from the get go, just going super like I charge $1,000. You got to build up a rapport.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I've slowly raised my rates over the time. Know your audience and stick with it. Don't let fucking people haggle you down. That is insulting to you. You're not a fucking used car. You're a human being that's offering an amazing service, and you've put a lot of time and thought into your rates, and stick with them. Period. If you want to do specials occasionally, Sunday night special for $10 off, that's fine. But advertise it beforehand. You know, like I do my birthday special. Don't let people waste your time and walk all over you. If somebody's asking you specific, explicit questions, do not just cut them off. This is my other advice. When people really do piss you off, even people that have ripped me off, I don't send them a text. I'm like, "Fuck you, motherfucker." I'm just like, "I pity you. I'm sorry that you felt that you needed to do that."
Yeah.
And it's above me now. Like I can't. Just don't let people get the best of you. And when they're wasting your time and they're being weird jerks, just cut them off. And I don't block people because I like to know who's texting me, but like, I just leave it alone and don't get inflamed. And don't give biggest thing, self-care. I've got to practice what I preach. Take time for yourself where you don't. When I used to do the 24/7 work, where I had the phone on whenever it would wake me up, it's ragged. You run yourself ragged mentally. Take days, weeks if you need to every once in a while for yourself to not fucking work. Put an auto reply. I will highly second aside. Boop, phone number. Don't use your real phone number. I used to have 2 physical phones. Now I use this amazing app called Sideline.
Sideline?
It does cost a little bit, but not very much. I don't remember because I'm in on a special deal where I got grandfathered into and costed, so I only pay $3 a month. But it's an app on your phone that gives you a whole separate real ported phone number that later in life, if you wanted to port that to an actual phone, you could. And you get a text, you can text, call, and you have your own voicemail from there.
Okay.
And they said, so use Sideline, because Google Voice, then it's weird because when somebody calls you, they know it's Google Voice because it's like, say your name. Like, this is just somebody, like most people don't realize that this is not the phone number is attached to my phone, it's the phone number attached to this app. But I use it through my phone, it's great. It's got auto replies. When I go out of town to see my family, I'll put on an auto reply saying such and the dates I'll be back.
Yeah.
When I'm in school Monday through Wednesday and people are trying to get me, I'm like, I'm in school with limited phone. So turn your auto reply on occasionally. Take a day, even if it's just a lay around in bed, but like to not work, to not be at somebody's beck and call. Take care of yourself. Use your money, save it. I know whatever you're doing, make a percentage. I'm gonna take $10 everything. Even if it's just that, put it fucking aside. And let your hard work pay off in the future.
Yeah.
You know, that's the things. If I could go back and tell myself those things, I really would be just take personal time. You need personal time for yourself to not be working, to be just whatever makes you happy, shopping, whatever. And remember to eat. You gotta stop to eat sometimes. Remember to do those things. And just breathe. And know that what you're doing is important and good and that you're making people happy with your work.
Fuck yeah. That was good. That was good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Lily, I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. I appreciate you too. If we're coming to the end, I got to pee so bad.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Holding it in.
Heck yeah. If you enjoy the podcast, fucking like the podcast, subscribe, rate, review.
Oh yeah, and find me. Like I said,
plug yourself. Where can the people find
Lily
you?
Valentine. I think I told you throughout the podcast. You can find me on Tryst, Tryst. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Skip the Games occasionally, Girl Directory. My Instagram is Lady Lily Valentine. That's Lily, not 2 L's. So Lady Lily Valentine is my Instagram. I post on there occasionally. And I'm lilyvalentine.weebly, weebly.com. That's my website. And it's got links to my Twitter and my Instagram. So yeah, hit me up. 404-364 Lily Valentine.
With the plug. Yeah. Hell yeah, Lily. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And we'll see you next time. Heck yeah. Thanks. That was my interview with Lily Valentine. I hope you enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to Lily. Lily, I really do appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the podcast. If you haven't yet, give her a follow on social media, baby. What are you doing? Instagram at Lady Lily Valentine. Lady Lily Valentine. And I know she just plugged her stuff. I'll plug it again. lilyvalentine.weebly.com is her website. So make sure you give her a follow. Check out her stuff. But yeah, shout out to Lily. That was dope. I'll keep this outro short and sweet, baby. I know y'all got stuff to do. It's Thanksgiving. Your family's there. Keep listening. This is 10 more minutes. I'm just gonna talk. I'm not. Well, no, that's been episode 9. I got another interview coming at you next week. I'm gonna keep it a surprise. I'm not even gonna tell you. You know why? Because I don't even know. Well, no, we got another episode coming at you next Tuesday. I hope everybody out there has an awesome Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, before I go, I know Lily mentioned in the episode she had business cards with a phone number on the back. That phone number is 888-373-7888. That is the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Because we're not for human trafficking on the Full Service Podcast. But yeah, if you suspect someone's being trafficked, that's the number to call. But yeah, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Upcoming shows. If you like stand-up comedy, right now the only thing I have in December is on the 17th, Sweet Laughter Comedy Show, Baker Dude in Atlanta. That's at 8 o'clock. But yeah, that's all for me. We're signing off. Episode 9, Full Service Podcast. Fucking happy Thanksgiving. Go Falcons. We're terrible. Yeah, I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Thanks. Full Service.